He's at Tap 25, the MVP of sports bars, and in the Center Bar. Plus, catch this fall's biggest games. Every goal, every tackle, every home run. River Creek is also home to the Twin Rinks, where rec hockey and community teams come to play. Public skating available. Details at rivercreekresort.com.
River Creek Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Easy airport parking? Choose Park to Go. Edmonton's top-rated provider on Google. Book self-park or valet and save up to 30% with promo code RADIO. Visit park2go.ca. That's RADIO.
It's okay to not be okay. Mental health affects us all. Encourage loved ones to seek help. Remember, asking for help isn't a weakness, it's a strength. It's time to talk, connect, and care, because everyone deserves a healthy mind. Visit cmha.ca today.
This month in Sports History Moment is brought to you by Discount Diesel Parts.
October 6, 1993, Michael Jordan retires from the NBA. I have nothing more to prove in basketball, he says at the press conference. I have no more challenges that I felt I could get motivated for. Jordan would change his mind. After playing minor league baseball in 1994, he returned to the Bulls late in the 1994-95 season. His incredible play was the major reason the Bulls pulled off another three-peat in 1996, 97, and 98.
Hi, folks. This is Big Al from Discount Diesel Parts. Interstate McBee is a highly respected manufacturer with over 70 years' experience in the heavy-duty diesel engine parts industry. And as an authorized dealer, we've been serving Western Canada with those high-quality engine parts for highway trucks, farm machinery, heavy equipment, transit, and marine, and at a great price, too. Reach us at discountdiesel.ca and know that Discount Diesel's got the parts to get it done.
Sports 1440. Stingray Radio Station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Have your sports curiosity cured.
Franklin wins the draw. Tap back by Carlson. He gets it back from Lacombe. Down low. In the front.
Veteran of the sports reporting game for over 25 years.
3-2, Muncy in the center field. Freelick turns and runs. That ball's deep. Freelick jumps, and it is up and out of here. Max Muncy. A home run to center field with 2 outs and 2 strikes. And it's 3-1 Dodgers.
Breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams.
Knocking on and trying to jam it in deep, but now it's a lead pass for Frederick. Reshot score! And Edmonton breaks through! Trent Frederick, that's his 5th goal on 15 shots against Igor Shesterkin, and his first regular season goal as an Oiler.
This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, here we go for Sol 520, Wednesday, October the 15th. Welcome to the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select on your AM radio dial on your morning drive into work. So glad you could join us on a beautiful Wednesday morning here in the City of Champions, where the Oilers come off a 2-0 shutout road victory to start off a long road trip and a long period of time, in the next month or so where they are away from home. Yeah, thanks for checking in on a Wednesday morning. Really appreciate it. You can also watch us on YouTube on Sports 1440 AM. You can drop us a like and a subscription. We're also on X, Facebook, even Instagram. And if you miss any part of any show, well, you can find it after you are done streaming it, because it's on iHeartRadio, the Radio Player app, even on sports1440.ca. And then it's on where the podcasts hang out, on Apple, Spotify, Google, even Amazon. Check them out, subscribe, select the auto download. You'll never miss a second of any show. Text line open, 833-401-1440. I'm sure a lot of texters will be firing off some words about what they thought about the Oilers' 2-0 win last night at MSG, where, well, if you're a New York Rangers fan or you're a New York Ranger, you have no idea how to score on home ice. The Rangers yet to score in their 3 home games on home ice. It's a record in modern day history. and it's above average if it's not. 9 periods. How do you go 9 periods at home to start the season without a goal? Stu Skinner, unbelievable last night. His 8th career shutout, 30 saves. Oilers win 2-0. And Skinner really has played well at MSG as well. 3-0 in his last 3 starts, a save percentage of .953. And when you look at the start of this road trip, you can't get off to a better start. And there were some hiccups in the game. Yeah, they turned the puck over too much in the first period. But they made the plays when they had to make. And Stu Skinner made the saves when his teammates did not make those plays. And there were a lot of them in the first period because there were turnovers. Right off the hop. I mean, Stetcher had a giveaway. Bouchard had a giveaway. Stu Skinner made great saves on both those guys. Made another save on Sam Carrick, who was by far, it was not even close. He was the best New York Ranger on the ice. In fact, the Carrick line with Rempe and Edstrom was the only line that they really had going, the only line that really pushed the play. Man, we had Dave Maloney on yesterday, and I asked Dave, I said, between Edstrom and Rempe, those guys are what, 14 feet tall, 500 pounds, and it's pretty damn close because I think it's 495, and one guy's what, 6'9", one guy's 6'7". These guys are monsters, and they played hard and they skated well. They were very impressive. I mean, when you think about Rempe, we know his past, but if he plays like that every night, I mean, there's something there. I mean, because first of all, he strikes the fear of God into defensemen when he's coming in on them. He's such a big body, and you know that he's got an extremely short fuse. I think he can be a factor with the Rangers moving forward. After that first period where, it was scoreless, the Oilers catch a little bit of a break. Stu Skinner had the angle, but, I mean, Braden Schneider ripped that one off the crossbar. Man, that could have gone in easily, but he made saves again off Edstrom, made another save on Carrick. Skinner was the reason that the Oilers were in the game and allowed the Oilers to get the first goal. And it's funny how yesterday we were saying, and I'll stick to it, I mean, coaching decision, Noah Philp out. Decides, obviously Jack Roslovic came in. We'll get to Roslovic in a minute because he played pretty well, actually. But Philp goes out, and now you're going, okay, well, what's the dynamic going to be here? Well, Frederick goes down to the third line because Mangiapane goes up to play with Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, and Frederick opens the scoring. And if Philp is in that spot, in that area, on that play, on that goal, he probably doesn't even get in on the breakaway because he's a right shot. I mean, the pass from Kapanen up to Frederick for the partial breakaway and then 5-hole in Igor Shesterkin, that's because he's a left shot and he's able to corral that puck. The play's probably not there with a right-handed shot. Bad break for the Rangers, hit the linesman, the dump in, and it allowed Kapanen to get that puck up to Frederick to make it 1-0. After that, I mean, the Oilers had the penalty kill unit. You got to give the penalty kill unit some credit here because the Oilers never had a power play last night. Killed off 3. I had that 5-on-3 for 12 seconds. But several key areas where the Oilers were tight on the PK and block shots, critical. Adam Henrique had that block shot on Miller in the second period. And the Oilers were able to kill off that 5-on-3. It was short, but killed off the remainder of that penalty as well. Another close call that Carrick hit the crossbar. So, I mean, the Rangers had opportunities. A crossbar by Carrick there. The other thing that I think maybe a lot of people noticed yesterday, I did for sure, is David Tomashik driving hard to the net. Had 2 or 3 times where he drove hard to the net. Then we saw the lines change, did we not, huh? So Chris Knobloch's going, okay, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, you're not creating enough. So they changed the lines, and they were mixed up for quite a while going into the third period as well, because even in the third, Roslovic started with Leon and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and then it changed again with Connor McDavid. He had Matt Savoy on his wing for a time. He also had Tomashik on his wing for a time. Had Mangiapane still with him for a time, but they moved it around a little bit. There was that key penalty kill, too, in the third period by the Oilers. Critical. Probably the biggest save. Again, Sam Carrick, he was by far, Carrick was the best player on the ice for the Rangers. Might have been the best skater on the ice when you think of it. Stu made that glove save on Carrick with 2.5 left. Empty netter by Henrique and a 3-0 final. Hey, let's welcome in the Duke of Delburne. Little chit chat of the game first before we get to the Blue Jays tonight. Duke off to Delburne last night for the Thanksgiving supper with the Douglas family.
Yeah.
What time was it at?
We got to dinner around 7 o'clock or so. Maybe we had family photos before that up at some land in front of the corn, in the corn. Some of the pictures were taken.
Children of the corn?
Yeah, that's what it felt like wandering around there between the stalks. So the whole crew, all three of my sisters,
like
each of their
professional photographer.
Yeah, I guess so.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like the stuff like that never at any point crosses my mind, but for my sisters, they're like, "Oh yeah, this is mom wants it done," and all this stuff. So it was fine. Duke. We got through it without any squabbles. The small children, only a couple tears shed at different points.
So how many? What are we looking at? A dozen here?
Dozen kids?
No, a dozen in the photo. 14 dozen.
Let's see. The 6 of us. Each of my sisters have a significant other, so there's 3 more, makes 9, and then 4 children, so 13.
I was
very
off
close.
By one, off
very,
by one.
very
a
close.
Baker's dozen.
Yeah, exactly. Baker's dozen. So then we made our way back to the homestead. Had to do a little final prep. The ham had been in the oven while we were out there, and it was a fine meal.
Were the buns a big hit?
I thought they were.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I thought they were. I kept throughout dinner. I just had to keep saying, "Like, man, these might be the best buns I've ever had."
Stop.
I stopped off at Cobb's Bread in Leduc because it was on my way to meeting at my sister's place, and we carpooled down. The selection, I mean, hey, I was there at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah. Selection was a little slim. I think what I got were actually more sandwich buns than dinner buns. But I thought they were still really good. I mean, they're as fresh as fresh gets. So I had no problems with them. Even got a bag of sourdoughs, and those seemed to be a real hit. So,
so did you watch the game later? Or
yeah. So by the time we got into the house, the game was well underway, kind of into the second period at that point. So dipped in at that point in time to see, Frederick's goal, the second half of the game, the late push and all that jazz. Oilers cashing in on an empty net, which we know they've already done twice this year. That has plagued them a lot in seasons past, being unable to put that final nail in the coffin. And then on the drive back, I didn't drive. I was just riding along. I kind of, went back and rewatched the first half of the game in a little bit of an obscure order.
It was, decently played game.
Yeah.
It reminded me not, at times it was sloppy in the sense that the Oilers had a few too many giveaways. I think that Coach Knobloch would like, especially in the first period. But for the most part, I thought they cleaned a lot of those up. But Stu Skinner was the best player on the ice, and Sam Carrick was the best skater on the ice.
I would absolutely agree. Yeah, on the Oilers side of thing, there wasn't a ton that stood out, right? It was kind of just a ho-hum game, at least in my viewing of it, like I said, in segmented parts. So I thought Stuart Skinner was excellent, came up with a couple big stops when called upon, and it gets a little luck from some iron as well. But I think you come out of that game to open up a road trip in pretty positive fashion. I mean, you held your opponent to 0 goals, 30 shots. And I don't know. I didn't look at the exact numbers. What would you say, like quality scoring chances? Maybe a half dozen more throughout the game.
Yeah, for sure by the Rangers.
Yeah. They got their fair share, but it's not like it was every shift absolutely peppering with grade A's. Yeah. So overall, I thought it was a solid played game in the first of an extensive trip on the road. They do, of course, come back home, but it's only for a night. So it's basically just another stop on the road trip in whatever we're talking a week plus time.
Exactly. So Blue Jays in action tonight against Seattle. It's not do or die, but you really got to get a win to get back in this series. We're going to see Bieber on the hill for the Blue Jays, and he's got to come up with an exceptional performance. He goes up against George Kirby. The Blue Jay bats have to get going. We're going to discuss this and a whole lot more in the 10 o'clock hour for sure, and as the morning progresses with Mike Wilner from the Toronto Star and the Deep Left Field podcast. He is in Seattle, so Mike will join us to talk about that NLCS last night. I mean, Yoshi Yamamoto, complete game for the Dodgers. They beat Milwaukee 5-1. He allowed a leadoff home run, but then basically was unhittable from there. I mean, you don't see this very often. 2017 Duke was the last time there was a complete game pitched in baseball playoffs, Justin Verlander. Think about what they brought out here. Snell for 8 went the minimum, and now Yoshi, complete game.
So you're telling me just because the guy gave up a home run, that they didn't immediately pull him out of the game?
Well, here's the other thing. I mean, we talked about Snell. He should have probably pitched the 9th.
Yeah.
But, I mean, take away that home run, and I guess it doesn't count as a runner in scoring position, correct?
No, yeah.
Okay. So in what do we got? 9 innings and 8 innings, so 17 innings between Snell and Yamamoto, they have not had a runner in scoring position. Snell picked off his guy, right?
Yeah.
So he never allowed anyone. Yoshi never allowed anyone again past first.
The first,
So
the
they never
one
had-
walk, yeah.
Yeah, they never had. So the Milwaukee Brewers besides the 9th inning, have not had a runner in scoring position. That's insane. Absolutely.
Well, we talked about it, right? This Dodgers team, they kind of rope-a-doped all year, a lot of injuries and things, and everybody's healthy and ready to rock at the same time here, and they are a force to be reckoned with, to say the least.
Before we get to break and our first guest, I just wanted to mention the passing of Edmontonian Bruce Saville. And I mean, Bruce, he passed away, it would be, a day and a half ago, I guess. This was a guy that in our city did an unbelievable amount of philanthropy. He did so much for this community and a lot behind the scenes without anybody knowing. I think a lot of people know the Saville Center. But Bruce did more for our city than I think most people would even know. I think maybe a lot of people would know that he was one of the main guys. Cal Nichols was, when you look at the Edmonton Investors Group, Cal Nichols brought everyone together, but Bruce was one of the bigger investors and a bigger profile guy. So he was, I guess that would be 10 years when they bought it in 98 till 2008. And Bruce was a guy that was front row center. Passed away, but again, and he loved hockey, man. He was an old goalie too. He used to strap on the pads, for a long time, and big into curling. Just got married to, a little while ago to Kathy King. And I texted Kathy last night and just wished her the very best. And, but again, Bruce passed away, and the amount that he did, we could go on for a whole show, and just little things that he's done for our city. And I just wanted to recognize Bruce for that. So Godspeed, Bruce Saville, and all the best to the Saville family and Kathy and everyone. Coming up on the show, we got Liam Harobin right after the break from Oilers Nation. Mark Spector at 8 o'clock in his usual slot. It'll be 10 o'clock out there. The Oilers will practice today as well. Lorianne Munzer had to shift over to Wednesday from her Tuesday slot. She'll be with us at 8:40. We got David Schlemko, our co-host, from 9 to 11 for Cougar Paint and Collision. Chris Meany from NHL.com will join us in the 9 o'clock hour. And as we mentioned, Mike Wilner from the Toronto Star and Deep Left Field podcast covers the Blue Jays. That'll be coming up at 10:20. When we come back, Liam Harobin from Oilers Nation. It's the Kevin Carey Show with the Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Seriously, another door knocker? I really want to go solar, but these high-pressure tactics are exhausting.
And their prices are unbelievable. Before we do anything, let's call Great Canadian Solar.
There's a better way to go solar. Great Canadian Solar provides honest advice and fair pricing to save you from overpaying. They're easy to deal with and will never put pressure on you to buy. As a trusted local business for over 15 years, Great Canadian Solar will support you in your solar journey. Visit GreatCanadianSolar.com and call today to get started.
Whoa, who turned off all the lights?
Experience the new charcoal menu at Booster Juice.
Charcoal menu?
Introducing the Eclipse Smoothie, Blackout Booster Mixer, and Midnight Booster Ball.
Where's that voice coming from?
Dark and delicious, made with activated charcoal.
Can we please turn the lights back on?
Sorry, I'm just excited about the new charcoal menu.
Wow, that is good.
Right?
Available now, only at Booster Juice.
When you have lifting and material handling needs, Northwest Crane delivers. Western Canada's Sani dealer, backed by the industry's toughest warranty. 3 years, 3,000 hours, no compromises. They service all crane makes and models with skilled technicians and deep industry expertise. Alberta owned with locations in Leduc and Grand Prairie and fully equipped service trucks. Northwest Crane keeps your operation lifting. For more information on sales or service, visit northwestcrane.com or call today.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. I'm super excited to tell you today that we have fed over 250 families so far with our Feed 500 Families event. With that said, we are still short of our goal. We have decided to continue this on through to the end of October. With your help and your support, we can get this done. Please stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
Carve out for a cause at the Jason Greger Pizza Pig Out, presented by GS Construction. Thursday, November 6th at the Canadian Ice House, indulge in unlimited pizza from amazing local pizzerias while you help raise some dough for Kids Sport. Then vote for your favorite slice to help crown the People's Choice Award winners. Tickets to join Edmonton's biggest and best adult pizza party are just $30. Head to jasongregerpizzapigout.com for more details and to buy tickets.
Edmonton's home for sports is Sports 1440. After every game this season, tune in to Andrew Walker for the post-game show. Let's talk some hockey. Let's talk about the game on Sports 1440.
Well, looks like those hot sunny days are done. No more birthday soup by the pool for this guy.
Ew.
You're welcome, neighbors. Back to faux fur and flannel because it's fall, and it's also the perfect time to tackle those projects we've all been putting off, starting with the trip to Metal Supermarkets, of course. Metal cut to your precise measurements fast. The local convenience stores for Southside, West End, metalsupermarkets.com.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in-stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need, when you need it, 24/7, 365, every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 7:21 in Edmonton, just awaiting the arrival of Liam Robin from Oilers Nation. I just wanted to continue on just with a quick comment again with the passing of Bruce Saville, longtime Edmontonian philanthropist. He was with the Stollery, so many, like he served on many boards that, raised money and things like that. The Stollery, U of A, obviously, and then with the Saville Community Sports Center, multiple, donations, you could say, to that facility. And the one thing I think some people know in our city, when Ales Hemsky came in from Czech, he was a young guy. Obviously he was from the Quebec League, but, a young guy coming into town, and you're still trying to find your way, even though, he was billeted, obviously playing in the queue. But Bruce Saville said, you know what, Ales, why don't you just hang out at our place? And basically billeted Ales Hemsky until, Hemmer got his feet under him. Because, again, you're a 19-year-old young guy, and you're still, you're learning the language, but Bruce took him under his wing, and I'm sure, this hit Hemmer pretty hard too. So, again, Bruce Saville passed away. He would have been, I guess, on the 13th. Today's the 15th. So, just wanted to mention that. Have we got Liam in the room yet, guys? No, he's not in. Oilers win 2-0 last night. This was the first of 17 games for the Oilers on the road. So 17 of the next 24. The first of that long stretch on the road. We talked about this road trip, but they come back. They got the one home game against Montreal. Then they go on the road again for 2 more. In November, they've got another long road trip out there. We had a text in. We'll discuss it about, who was that? Aaron said, "Morning, boys. What do you think of Jack Roslovic out there?" I thought he was just fine. I thought he was really good for his first game. I think maybe you would notice that the puck continues, the play continues on his stick. There's that old phrase, scouts always say, the puck dies on his stick. Well, you didn't see that with Roslovic, especially with cycling down low. He made smart plays. He never threw the puck out in bad areas. If he didn't think there was a play there, live to fight another battle, throw it behind the net, and have another teammate battle for the puck with a defender for a while, and then get the puck back to yourself. And I thought we saw that a lot last night. And again, the way the lines for the Oilers started out, and, then they were mixed up, obviously, late in the second period. But, Roslovic started with RNH and Matt Savoy. How about Savoy? That setup, he ripped one off the post, that setup from Connor McDavid in the third period, I think it was, or second period. No, third period. It was later in the third. But ring one off, almost got his first goal there. But Roslovic, I thought, looked very comfortable for his first game. Once the lines moved around, I thought that comfortability continued because he was in a position where he didn't look like he was out of his element, if you want to call it that. And he played, he played with RNH, he played with McDavid, he played with Draisaitl. So I think as a coach or as a, coaching staff, you like that. You like that because you go, okay, that gives me options. And again, man, when you look at the New York Rangers not scoring on home ice for 3 straight games, the longest season opening scoreless streak at home. That's just absolutely insane to think that a team can't score just 1 goal. They got to be beating their brains out. I never really heard a lot of booing last night either. And you know how those fans are. I mean, the Ranger fans are as aggressive as you can get. I mean, you talk about Philadelphia fans, Ranger fans are right up there. I mean, how long? I mean, Dennis Potvin, he's been out of the Islanders lineup for 50 years here or whatever it is, and they still yell Potvin sucks at whatever 5-minute mark of the first period or whatever it is. Text line 1-833-401-1440. Camrose Chris also looked like Ekholm is back. I thought, yeah, strong game. You know who I thought played well last night was Emberson. You didn't notice him as one of those games where you go, oh, okay, don't see a whole lot of him. Ekholm played 20 minutes, 46 seconds. Emerson played 17:40. The minutes distributed by the defense pairings was very, very close. I mean, Stetcher was 16 minutes, the low guy. Darnell Nurse was 23:43, the high guy. So distributed quite evenly. Let's see what else on the text line. 833-401-1440. Trevor says, morning, guys. If that's the Skinner we get it 90% of the time and in the playoffs, I will take that. Well, I mean, he was the best player on the ice last night. Several key saves. And think about it. Take away the third goal, in the first game. Other than that, I mean, could you argue with anything that Stu Skinner did in the first game? So you can't, I mean, the first goal against Calgary, I mean, you can go back to the Darnell Nurse not getting it deep, but it's a puck ricocheting off the skate of Noah Philp. Second goal is a high stick, which would have been disallowed had it been called no goal on the ice. The third goal is a big whammy, for sure it is. And those little lapses, those are the ones that have to be rectified. And he rectified those last night. Caleb texts in 833-401-1440. Morning, boys. I'm going to game 4 of the ALCS. What should I look for in the game? Well, Caleb, congratulations. That's going to be a cool little trip out to Seattle. Hopefully what you're looking for is a 2-1 series lead for Seattle. because the Jays got to get back in this series. I think the atmosphere is going to be so electric for you. I'm not sure how many baseball games you've been to or sporting events, Caleb, but anytime you go to a playoff game as opposed to a regular season game in any sport, it elevates times 10, maybe more. To think last Friday, a 15-inning game in Seattle that could have went either way, and how nutso that place was. How many times did they show the guy crying in the stands? I mean, it was kind of getting a little obnoxious, to be honest with you. But anyway, the atmosphere that you will see in Seattle is going to be off the charts. Now, it's going to be different, I think, and hopefully Mike Wilner can chime in here at 10:20 on this. It will be different than a regular season game because the amount of Blue Jay fans that go to regular season games in Seattle is off the charts. There are that many people that make a holiday, make a weekend, make a trip out of it. But there are that many people in Seattle also that are giving up their tickets. And they're giving them up at a normal, like not crazy prices like you're going to see now. So will you have to find a person that sells tickets to sold out events? I'm not familiar with that word, Seinfeld. Will you have to find a guy like that or a person like that to find those tickets? I don't know what you'd be paying, but I think there won't be as many Blue Jay fans as maybe you would think, only because, again, it's a playoff game, and I think Seattle is going to get behind it. I think we're going to have a no-go for Liam Harobin. Duke, what are you thinking? What's that? Yeah, we could run some audio, or we can have Liam at 7:40 if he gets back. Yeah, sure. You know what? Why don't we do that? We'll run a little post-game comments from last night. Oilers win 2-0. Stu Skinner, we'll run Stu to start things off. His 8th career shutout, win number 99 of his career. So he's 1 win short of 100. 1 win short of 100. And he had these post-game comments last night.
Stuart, just a couple minutes ago, you told Gene that you felt like it started in the morning, that this team, had great energy. What was it that you noticed this morning about this group?
Yeah, I feel like we just had a really good rhythm to the practice. There wasn't, I don't think, any stops to it. I think we were just making really good tape-to-tape passes. We were just kind of feeling it. I think sometimes it's a little bit of an spoken thing.
Penalty kill was successful tonight. What did you notice about that?
I think I think the biggest part was massive blocks at big times, especially when we were on the kill for 5-on-3. I mean, they got some really good chances, and they were moving the puck really well. You got to give a lot of credit to their team. I thought they played really well, but the way that we defended, the way that we just battled block shots, Rico had a massive one. I mean, you can name every single guy pretty well, how hard they worked in our end.
Did you feel like you were able to get into a rhythm early, and that's potentially why you were so successful?
Yeah, maybe. I think I was feeling, same thing as everybody else. I think we all felt good in the morning. I felt good in the morning, and then you just kind of carry that on, and you just continue with that. Being able to make a couple of good saves at the beginning always helps. Just, feeling good and, finding that rhythm.
A 1-0 hard fought, I won't call it a playoff style game, but kind of, it was tight all the way. Is that worth something early in the season? Is it good to play and win one of those early on?
Oh, it's always really big. I think it's really good for just our morale in general. Being able to fight one off, being able to battle, grind, win a game and in just a hard way. I think that was a man's game out there, and we're the way that the guys played. They deserved getting the 2 points tonight.
Unfortunately for you, lost in a good performance by you against Calgary was the goal that went in that everyone was talking about after. Is this a sign that, that was, you said you'd move that out of your game when you're playing pretty well and you're happy with it? Does this confirm that for you? Thank you.
Yeah, I think no matter what, if I'm playing the way that I want to play, then I'm going to feel good. And you just want to carry that on despite wins, losses, and despite external ideas or thoughts or whatever's going on out there.
When you're talking about this building that kind of brings out the best in you, you played well here in March. You've had some good showings here.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, no, it's it's a great building to play in. There's some really good energy. The fans are always good. It's a lot of fun. MSG. I think it's one of the I mean, one of the top dogs for arenas, I'd say.
Stu, this team's now been shut out 3 straight games in this building. I mean, I'm sure you knew that going in, but when a team's struggling to score, can you tell us a goalie if they're gripping the sticks a little bit too tight, or what are you seeing out there?
To be honest, I didn't know. Calvin told me that right after the game, and I was honestly pretty shocked because of how they did play. I don't think you looking at them, I wouldn't imagine you're saying that they're snake bitten or that. I mean, maybe they're snake bitten, but they made some amazing plays. They got some really good chances. They were fighting, they were battling. I don't think there's really much to say. I don't know how the other 2 games went. But for this game, again, like just the way that we played all together, all 6 guys on the ice just really helped keep the puck out of the net.
Do you enjoy playing these goaltended duels?
Oh yeah, always. Every single night's a great opportunity to obviously try to outplay your opponent. I think that's part of the competitive nature as a goalie and just as an athlete.
That's Stu Skinner last night following the game. 30 saves, win number 99. He's 3-0 at MSG in his career with a .953 save percentage. Having said that, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised or shocked or whatever if Calvin Pickard plays tomorrow night on Long Island. Wouldn't surprise me one bit. You know he's going to get one of the games on the weekend, Pickard will. It wouldn't surprise me if Stu Skinner goes either. If I were leaning towards starting a goalie tomorrow, it probably would be Skinner coming after an off a shutout and then figure out how your split's going to be on the weekend. But, Cal Pickard is in the mix here too. And, it always helps and it does never hurt to have that internal competition. Text line 833-401-1440. I mentioned Ty Emberson and how he played last night, and Ty's numbers were 1740 plus 1, had 3 blocks, 1 giveaway. I thought he played well. Thought he was just fine. Text line though, Jipalipa says Emberson ? He was horrendous. Jipalipa says. Well, I don't know what we must have been watching different games. As I said, you got to be kidding. I responded to him. What more do you want from your 6th defenseman? I thought last night that Ty Emberson was just fine. So we're mixing things up here. Looks like Liam Hrobin, a little late getting out of the rack. So, yesterday low tide at 720. Liam, today 720. Maybe he went out last night. Ripped her up after the 2-0 win. Liam Hrobin's going to be with us after the break. It's the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're also streaming on YouTube, X, Instagram, and Facebook.
Experience more at the Edmonton Expo Center. Come for Canada's largest trade show, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience, but it doesn't end there. Maximize your brand exposure with Edmonton Expo Center's new cutting-edge feature screens, spanning Western Canada's largest venue space. Captivate an annual audience of over 1 million visitors during iconic events like Pro Rodeo, Disney on Ice, Glow, K-Days, and so much more. To learn more, call 780-471-7380 or visit EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
Well, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the Power Play 24/7 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at ewell.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey, Culligan. I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at Culligan.ca.
Want some good news? St. Albert Dodge is holding the biggest sale of the year on their in-stock Ram 1500 Sports. Every single one on the lot is discounted by a whopping $14,000. Yeah, 14 grand. And St. Albert Dodge has the best selection in Alberta. Over 90 Ram 1500 sports to choose from with great packages, including the Night Edition and GT models, all $14,000 off the ticket price. Get down there and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310-GLASS or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
He's a legend in the booth and a master on the mic.
Low Tide brings the banter weekdays from noon to 2.
Sports 1440 is where Edmonton talks sports. Get in the game. Text 833-401-1440.
Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Albertans celebrate a bounty of beautiful places to visit, boundless adventures to take, all in driving distance. And Sherwood Honda has the fuel-efficient vehicle that helps you go even further and appreciate more. Hybrid CRVs and Civics mean more thanks in your tanks, more great trips to be grateful for. And of course, Sherwood Honda is thankful for the chance to help you get there. It's a beautiful time of year, and it sure would be nice to hit the road with Sherwood Honda.
Need the perfect ride? The Golf Cart people have it. They offer a wide selection of new and used models from top brands like Club Car, Yamaha, and E-Z-Go. Whether it's a lifted cart for adventure or a sleek ride for the course, they'll find your match. Customize with accessories or choose a ready-to-go option. Trusted by Albertans since 1997 for quality. Visit golfcartpeople.com to find your cart and hit the road or fairway your way.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Nectar.io, transforming field data into boardroom insights. Nectar.io is the all-in-one solution for your fleet, safety, time, tracking, and materials management needs. Nectar.io, your business made better.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 7:41 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440. The Kevin Karius Show is presented by Sports Select. Get in on the action with NHL hockey. We got NFL football tomorrow. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, I think they're calling it the Icy Hot Bowl. What are we at? The two quarterbacks combined age is 82, something like that. Bet on the original at sportselect.com. It's 100% legal. You got to be 18 years plus. Please play responsibly. Time now for the Puck Report, brought to you by Fountain Tire. If you need new tires right now, but your wallet isn't ready, at Fountain Tire, we've got you covered. 0% financing for up to 6 months or up to 12 months. It's easy, equal payments, both with no interest, because road ready should also mean wallet ready. See us today, fountaintire.com, as we welcome in Liam Hurlman from Oilers Nation. Good morning, Liam. Carrie, thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, morning, Kevin. Sorry, I was up late watching Only Murders in the Building last night, so I slept through my alarms. So
what's that one?
Murders in the Building? It's well, believe it or not, there's a murder in the building somehow every season. They're on season 5 now. So that's crazy. It's what is it? Martin Short, Selena Gomez, and the other name's escaping me. It's an awesome show. You gotta check it out. Yeah, it's great.
Where is it on? Where are you streaming it?
Disney. You gotta watch it on Disney. So yeah, the episodes are only about 30 minutes each. So lots to go off. A lot of celebrity cameos too. I think you'd like it, Kevin.
Duke just said Low Tide loves it because It's kind of got that Murder She Wrote feel to it, or what?
Yeah, I would agree. It's there's a lot of good characters every year. They seem to pull someone out that you haven't seen for a long time, and all of a sudden they're just on the show. I think Rachel Ziegler is on the show this season, so it's great.
We just started. We got 2 episodes left. One has to drop yet. I think you've probably seen the previews for it. Task.
I've heard. I haven't seen it yet though. Is it? I'll watch that if you watch Only Murderers.
Okay, I don't have the Disney Plus though. I don't think.
Surely the Duke's got it. You have to go over to his place.
Duke just said he'll give me his login. So.
Okay.
So this was probably after the Oilers game. What did you make of the Oilers game as a whole last night, Liam?
Well, it's probably the first time in a long time in a regular season game that we've sat here and thought, wow, our goalie really outdueled the other guy there. So I was happy to see Skinner bounce back. I don't think he necessarily even played that bad against the Calgary Flames, to be honest. I think he made one mental mistake, and unfortunately, it cost the Oilers a game, and people were rightfully upset about it. But other than that, I thought he was decent in that game, played really well yesterday. There was a couple of them he saved. Surprised it didn't go in, but I think the best part for the Oilers was that Sam Carrick was probably the Rangers' best forward. It seemed like he was the only one really generating anything consistently, but yeah, a bit of line matchups here and there, wasn't it? It just seemed like, and they mentioned it on the broadcast, they just couldn't really get anything going. The ice seemed to be out of favor for them, and the Rangers maybe just a bit more used to it, I suppose. But a solid first road game effort, I think it's fair to say, to go in and continue the Rangers just blanking themselves at home. I don't really understand how that happens. They do have some good players, but yeah, Stuart Skinner definitely saved them yesterday.
Yeah, can you believe the Rangers haven't scored yet on home ice?
I think the craziest part is that they have 10 road goals. Like, it's not like they've just been at home for 3 straight games and they're struggling so much. It's just, I don't understand it. And we had Johnny Lazarus on the show yesterday, and he said that the first game is Penguins, like they didn't deserve a goal. And then they ran into Charlie Lindgren on, I think it was Sunday, Washington, and he stoned him a couple of times too. There's a big save I saw, I think it was against Zibanejad, where even Lindgren seemed to look behind him after he made the save. And then obviously Skinner yesterday, like I think the expected goals against was close to 3. So yeah, I mean, it's not like they haven't been able to generate anything. And I'm sure the floodgates will open for them soon, but I'm sure happy they didn't open last night.
Well, and I mean, you mentioned Carrick. He was the best skater on the ice for both teams last night.
Yeah.
And that line with Rempe and Edstrom, I mean, if that line plays like that, I mean, the Rangers got something there, because that was the only line that the Oilers had a problem with really last night.
Yeah, they were just outworking him and out skating them too. Sam Carrick, it seemed like when he was getting his chances, they weren't just, finding his way to the net somehow and the puck was just trickling around. He was like driving the play and really forcing his way in there. And Matt Rempe as well, I think that guy deserves a lot of credit from what he came into the league was he basically fighting every time he went out there. So it's for him to kind of, I guess you could say, calm down a little bit and start playing some hockey is a credit to him. And the other fellow, what was it, Edstrom? I think he had a couple of chances too. So yeah, they outworked him. And I think if you're Mike Sullivan, like they mentioned this on the broadcast too, it's like he wants to have that line become a bit of identity for them. And I think if they can start building up a little bit from there and maybe have their first and second line become a bit of an identity as well and start scoring some goals, they do have a decent roster. I think they are a little bit overrated when you truly look at who they have. Like, not to take 2 shots at them, but like how long is that fourth line going to be consistently this way, right? Eventually they're going to kind of fall down to earth, and maybe that's when the top line comes up. But I don't think that blue line's that impressive. I think they do have a long way to go, and I don't really think they're a playoff team either, to be honest. So we'll see what happens with them. But yeah, Sam Carrick was fantastic yesterday, and same with Rempe.
Well, I mean, that Laba, Brodzinski, Radish line didn't play a whole hell of a lot because Carrick's line was totally outplaying them. So they basically went with 3 lines for a better part of the game. Liam Hurlbin with us on Sports 1440. When the lines came out yesterday morning, I was kind of surprised, maybe you were too, that Noah Philp was the odd man out, and then how they reconfigured the lines. But I mean, Trent Frederick on that line last night where he went into the insertion where Philp was playing with Kappen and Podkolzin, I mean, they did the job and got the game-winning goal. What did you make of how Frederick made that adjustment down to 3C there?
Yeah, a lot simpler of a game from him, I think. I think the problem with him when he went up to the first line is I just don't think that's where he should be playing. I don't think he's a skilled enough player, and I don't mean that as to disrespect him. I'm actually probably one of the few people that don't mind his contract, to be honest. But I just think he's a banger and crasher, right? And to have him have to play with like the skill of Leon and McDavid isn't as easy as it just seems. Like everyone just seems to think, oh well, he'll just go to the net and he'll score a few goals. Like if everyone did that, then we wouldn't be still looking for a winger to play with Connor McDavid. We could throw anyone on those lines. But I think going down there with Captain and Podkolzin, they did solid. Like you said, they got the goal. I was surprised it was Philp that came out, especially after scoring his first goal. I believe he was the first star of the game as well on Saturday against the Vancouver Canucks. So I think it's also a credit too to the depth the Oilers have. We haven't even seen Curtis Lazar yet, and he's a legit NHL player. Like he can play in the league. He's not just a guy who's filling out numbers. So I think it's just a credit to where the Oilers are at with their depth. Like I was watching the other day, some of those players in Bakersfield, like Max Jones could probably play in the NHL, and he has to play in Bakersfield right now. So the Oilers and Stan Bowman have done a good job of giving Chris Knobloch a ton of options.
Liam Hrobin with us on Sports 1440 had a texter in and we discussed it about Jack Roslovic. What did you make of his game last night, Liam?
Not much. I thought he did pretty well. I thought he was fine. Like I thought he did a good job for a guy that hasn't played all season. He stepped in and had some moments. Obviously, you want to see a couple more shots. I believe he finished with 0 on the game, but he didn't really do anything that you're like, oh, that was bad. Like, and I think that's a really promising thing. It was a very basic game from him, but I think the upside is there from him. And I know there's this idea that he hasn't, his trade clause, something kicks in November 1st. And this is just a PTO, kind of paid PTO, I guess you can call it. But I think he's a fit here in Edmonton. I think he's going to be really solid if they can form that second line. I actually thought Savoy and Nugent Hopkins and Roslovic was a really good idea to have as a second line. I think those three guys work hard enough and are skilled enough offensively that they can also help you kind of dominate games a little bit too when you want to play Draisaitl and McDavid together, which I also don't think is such a bad thing. So I think he'll be fine. Obviously, at the end of the day, I think as the games go on, we'll just keep seeing more and more of him.
There was a shift in the third period. It was still 1-0, and Ike Howard and Matt Savoy were out together. And I was like, oh, this has a chance to not ending well. I don't know if you caught that, but what do you think is going to happen here? I mean, we got roster moves imminent with guys like Jake Wallman, Matthias Janmark. What are your thoughts on who's going where, who's coming out?
Yeah, they've really got some decisions to make, and Adam Roslovic didn't really help that decision, did it? I think, look, if you're only playing Ike Howard, what was it, just under 8 minutes last night, I think he played, and maybe around 10 minutes the other day against Vancouver too. Like, he needs to play, and I like having young players in the NHL. I think it's okay to give them some reps up here, but I think going down to Bakersfield for a couple of months would be something that's very beneficial to him and the organization. I think he has tons and tons of potential. So I think he's someone I would send down. And, I said this yesterday on the show, like Alec Regula didn't play yesterday. And I know they're saying like he could be back for the weekend. Like, I just wonder if they just keep allowing this problem to go down the road a little bit and they just put him on IR for a week or so and just be like, okay, let's see if we can deal with our issue. Maybe we can make a trade, and rather than try and lose somebody on waivers, just say it's, for example, Janmark or Kapanen or Troy Stetcher or someone like that, Lazar. I wonder if they just try and push the problem down the road a little bit. But I do think it's probably good for Howard to go down at the very least if Janmark is coming back this weekend, just to activate that roster spot and give Howard some really good, solid minutes in Bakersfield.
Well, I mean, the key is Wallman, right? I mean,
Yeah.
if he's ready to go tomorrow, or if they push it back another, 2 days to the weekend, then the dominoes are really going to start falling. I wanted to get your thoughts, Liam, on Matthew Schaefer. So the Oilers go into Long Island tomorrow, play the Islanders. I'll tell you what, Duke and I discussed Matthew Schaefer well before the draft, and I was like, I'm not sure if this guy is going to be NHL ready as a number one pick. And I mean, I said that, and then I saw a story that was on Sportsnet and how mature the guy is for 18. And they talked about his mother passing and, how much his dad and his brother have meant to him to get to this stage. And then to see the start that he's off to.
Yeah.
I'm taking those words back. I think, he is obviously NHL ready, 26 minutes a game. Maybe just give us a thought on what Oiler fans are going to see because they don't see a whole lot of Matthew Schaefer day in, day out, full game. Expectations and thoughts for tomorrow.
I think we're going to come away from it thinking that guy is a future star in the league. I think he's obviously had a great start to the season. And also when you throw into the mix that he only played 18 games last season for the Erie Otters, like he was injured. So he barely hit the ice. For him to miss a full season of junior, essentially coming to the NHL and have this impact is really impressive. He's just such intelligent player. Like he knows when to jump up in the rush, and even if he makes that error, for example, and the puck comes back the other way, he's so quick at getting back. And I met him at the Holinka when he was in Edmonton, not this past one, but the year before, and he was the captain of the Canadian roster. And whenever you would talk to a player after the game, and they'd always bring up Schaefer and just like how he's just their leader. And I think that group kind of came through together and was at a lot of other camps, so they all knew each other a bit more. But still, for like a camp that's only, what was it, the week-long tournament, they're probably together a couple of weeks, for them to have so much appreciation for what he was bringing to them on the ice. And so, like you mentioned, Kevin, like the maturity this kid has, and we all know his story. It's incredibly sad, but he's been able to overcome it and build into something positive. And I think you just root for guys like that. You want guys like that to have a lot of success. And when you watch him play tomorrow night, you'll realize, like, damn, this guy is an incredible player as well. And lucky for the Islanders, what they do, jump up from 10th to 1st to be able to pick this guy, I think. So credit to them. And I think they have 3 first-round picks. I do like what the Islanders have got building for themselves, and to get that number 1 defenseman is a great first step for them if they want to start building towards more of a championship roster than a middling roster.
Yeah, I want to see the development of Aitchison as well. See where he goes down the road here. Personally, Liam, with the Penticton Vs, what the hell's going on in Penticton, Liam? This is a start, like, for a team coming into the league, I don't think you can be much more happier than how things are starting for the Vs.
Yeah, it's been awesome. They lost the other day against Victoria, but they lost in overtime, so still got a point, and been playing really, really well, to be honest. I think it just shows the caliber of what a coach Fred is, and those wins in the BCHL weren't just because they were in the BCHL. They were able to recruit the best players. It's because actually a really good coaching staff, and the players we've had have been fantastic. We actually have an Islanders prospect on our team. His name is so hard to say. I can't remember what it is, to be honest. So I won't even. Yeah, something like that. So he's been fantastic. 7th round pick for them. Ryden Evans has taken a big step as well. He was in the BCHL with the Vs, and then it's been a lot of fun. They play a really attractive brand of hockey. Not a lot goes the other way in terms of shots, and they produce a lot of offense. So yeah, they unfortunately don't come to Edmonton this year. They get the full WHL feel with a road trip to Saskatchewan and Manitoba in February. So I'm sure they're excited for that. But yeah, it's been fantastic. I think all of us are a little bit like, oh wow, this is
I know it's early yet, but I mean, you got to be really happy for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's good to build some momentum at the start of the season. Hopefully they can keep it alive and make a bit of a playoff push.
Yeah, Liam, thanks for this. We'll chat soon. Have a great weekend coming up here. Thanks a lot for coming on.
Yeah, thanks, guys. See you later.
That's Liam Hrolman from Oilers Nation. Penticton Vs, 5-2, 1 and 1, I guess you could call it. Overtime loss, shootout loss. So 12 points, 3 back of Western Conference leading Everett, undefeated so far. Oil Kings, by the way, are 7-2. Oil Kings are home to Portland tonight. We'll discuss that as the morning progresses as well. Good start for the Oil Kings. Tigers, and who else is up there? Medicine Hat also at 7-2 with the Oil Kings atop the Eastern Conference. That was the Puck Report brought to you by Fountain Tire. If you need new tires and your wallet isn't ready yet, Fountain Tire's got you covered with the easy, equal payments with no interest. Check them out, fountaintire.com. When we come back, Mark Spector at the top of the hour. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Nectar.io. Learn more about how we can help your business automate processes, streamline operations, and save money at Nectar.io. That's Nectar.io, your business made better. Here is Sam the Record Man.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Oilers in action last night with a shutout win against the Rangers on the road. Stuart Skinner had a 30-save game and continues to be dominant in the Garden. A few other games got underway last night as the Canadians take down the Kraken 5-4 in overtime. The Maple Leafs with a dominant 7-4 home win against the Predators. Flames fall to the Golden Knights 4-2, and the Stars looking comfortable at home with a 5-2 win over the Wild. National League Championship Game 2 wrapping up last night as the Dodgers moved to 2-0 in the series with a dominant pitching performance from Yamamoto, giving the Dodgers a complete game with just one earned run. Elsewhere in the MLB, Boston Red Sox Alex Bergman plans to opt out of his 3-year, $120 million contract. Bergman hit .273, batted in 62 runners, and had 18 home runs. Canada's men's soccer team held off the ranked 13th Colombian men's soccer team in a scoreless draw last night. Friendly match with Colombia outshooting Canada 6-4, with both teams only having one shot on target. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll be joined by Sportsnet's Mark Spector here on Sports 1440. And this has been your Sports 1440 update with Sam Wilness.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Whoa, who turned off all the lights? Experience the new charcoal menu at Booster Juice. Charcoal menu? Introducing the Eclipse Smoothie, Blackout Booster Mixer, and Midnight Booster Ball. Where's that voice coming from? Dark and delicious, made with activated charcoal. Can we please turn the lights back on?
Sorry, I'm just excited about the new charcoal menu.
Wow, that is good.
Right?
Available now, only at Booster Juice.
At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we believe that life shouldn't hurt. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't know that sometimes it really hurts. I mean, we've seen people at their worst moments in life, when they feel they have nowhere to turn, or at a time when they felt like their problem just wouldn't ever go away. We've also seen people who thought to themselves, it'll just go away on its own, or this is no big deal. I don't want to bother anyone about this. Don't know where to turn to, or think it's no big deal. Either way, we have the technology, techniques, and skills to help you get back to it, whatever your it may be. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
Mr. Rooter meets a ghost.
1 plunge, 2, and 3. A toilet clogged with a ghost? Man, I love plumbing. You're free now.
I will never find peace. The clog is fixed, yes, but I have never trusted the sump pump.
No problemo. I can fix that. Now go to the light, you little scamp.
Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
To resolve your unfinished plumbing business, trust one plumber, Mr. Rooter.
The madness continues at the Brick. Get your home ready to host. Save up to $1,200 on Made in Canada sofas and sectionals, up to 30% off coffee tables and nightstands, and up to 25% off bedroom and dining. Buy more, save more, up to $1,000 off appliances. Hockey season is here, and so are big savings on big screen TVs. Save up to $800, plus get free local delivery on screens over 50 inches. The Brick, saving you more.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 8:01 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on a wicked Wednesday morning. Good temperatures really here for next couple days in October, but you can feel the Christmas in the air, the crispness in the air. You can feel it. Time now for On the Mark, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. 0% financing for 84 months on half-ton trucks going on right now. How can you get 0%? It's unreal. Mikey Lowe has it going the right way there at Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. 0% interest. That's what Mike says. Go find out for yourself. Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC, as we welcome in Mark Spector in the Big Apple, heading out to the, what is it, the Northwell Health Ice Center this afternoon, Spec?
Actually, my boss called an audible on me, but I'm covering the Board of Governors meeting today, which is the Oilers are practicing at the Islanders practice rink.
Okay.
And it's way out somewhere, but I
Okay.
don't have to care because I'm going to the Weston Times Square, which is 3 blocks away. So I will not see the Oilers today, but I will see the Board of Governors, see what's going on there.
I didn't even know they were meeting, to be honest with you, but
See, that's why I get the big bucks, Kev.
Did you know they were meeting too? You
Yeah,
didn't
when my boss called and told me.
I don't know what's on the agenda here for them. Is there anything top of mind, or
Get a light on this thing. Do you know what? You never know. Like, they're talking money. It's not the GMs, so we're not talking rules. It's Board of Governors. We're talking salary cap. If there is any expansion talk, that's where they talk about it.
that's what I was going to say. Spec expansion, is that the number one thing?
I think that those are there is some. I think people are going to start to seek a little clarity on this cap. It's kind of anecdotally getting out of control. Like, everyone's saying it's going up 10 million. Well, maybe it's going up 15 million. I think it was Alan Walsh was on Twitter saying it's going up way more than the league's letting on. And then Bettman came out and said, no. I don't know where you're getting this from. So I think some clarity on the cap will happen today. And we always hope for news on expansion. And I find that most of the time we get let down a little bit. I'd like to know what the plan is on expansion. I'm not sure Gary Bettman wants us all to know what the plan is on expansion. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I do, and I think it's safe to say most fans probably don't want expansion. But I mean, if you're an owner, you're putting 35 million easy in your pocket. Easy? Is it 40 million? 40 million per owner?
I don't know. Like, what's
I'm just thinking if it's $1 billion, right? If it's $1 billion and some, that's times 30 or whatever it is, 31 or 32.
Yep.
Well, I don't think like Seattle, I don't think gets expansion fees and things like that, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah, there's all of that. I mean, listen, expansion is free money. That's for sure. It's not considered part of a hockey-related revenue, so they don't have to share it with the players.
Yeah.
What the players get out of expansion, they get 25 more jobs per team.
Yeah.
Right. And a minor league team as well. So the players just get a whole bunch more jobs, which is great. So yes, I get why the league wants to expand. I get why the players want to expand. I question whether this league needs more than the 32 teams it has. Does it need 34? Does it need 36, Kev? You really need 36 hockey teams? I'm not so sure.
I'm on with the same side there, Spec, again. But if you're an owner, and let's just say you get 3 more teams, that is well over 100 million in your pocket.
It is, yeah.
So
if I was an owner, I know which way I'd vote.
You got that right. And it's going to be unanimous. We all know it's not going to be 28-4 or whatever. It's going to be unanimous. So
it's really about markets too. Like, what are the markets? Where are we going? That is so.
Don't you think Arizona will go back to Arizona?
I don't know. You've got to find an owner that's got money that can. I mean, the owner down there's got to spend close to $1 billion on an expansion team.
Yeah,
and then he's got to spend close to $1 billion on an arena, maybe more.
In Atlanta, Spec.
There's 2 groups in Atlanta that are well along the way and are ready to try to make this work. Like, Atlanta is the most. Is the furthest along of the expansion sites for sure. Phoenix is back to where they always are until they find the right rink in the right place and the right owner, which they've never had. Like, quit talking to me about Phoenix. How many times are we going to fail in Phoenix before we stop going there?
Same as Atlanta, but I think the next time that it happens, it will work. It'll work again because of the ownership and the building and the area.
Well, I guess, it's chicken or egg. The next time that it happens, you're not going in there until you have the right owner, the right rink, and the right area.
Yeah.
You're not rushing in there and with some guy that decides to build a rink in Glendale because it's cheap real estate. So sure, all of those things are true.
Exactly.
Hey, listen,
years away, Spec, right?
Well, I would think, to me, the site that makes the most sense for expansion in the National Hockey League, and it's been this way for 40 years, is Toronto. why don't we have 2 teams in Toronto? That's where you should expand.
Yeah. I remember Patrick LaForge telling me 20 years ago. He said, look at that coffee shop over there across the street. It was a Starbucks or whatever. There was a lineup about 30 deep. He said, they should build another Starbucks across the street, shouldn't they? Just kind of like Toronto with the Leafs, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure that analogy. Like you build one. Listen, people like it's the largest collection of hockey fans in the world in the GTA.
Yeah.
Right. It is I'm not telling you it's the best market. I'm not telling you they're the smartest. None of that stuff. It's the largest collection of hockey customers in the world is in the GTA. They're underserved at this point. If you only had one Starbucks in Edmonton, it would be stupid, right? Why do we have one hockey team in Toronto when there should be 2? Well, the Yankees and Mets, the Cubs and White Sox, the Dodgers and Angels, they all do great. The Lakers and Clippers, the Nets and the Knicks. I mean, the list goes on. Why does hockey not figure that out? I'll never know.
It's what I just said. The analogy is a little different, but that's kind of what we're getting at. Mark Spector with us on Sports 1440. What was the atmosphere? What was the scene like last night? The 2-0 Oilers victory, and your thoughts on the game in MSG last night?
Yeah, the Oilers winning a game a way we don't always see them win. Very patient. Very patient. They when it was 0-0, when it was 1-0, they did not sell out for offense and give up on the other end. They really, really played a solid game. Of course, there's some chances on Stu Skinner. The other team's pressing. Skinner was fantastic, stopped everything, and didn't have didn't lapse for one shot or for one moment. He gave you 60 absolutely full minutes of hockey. He was better than the other guy at the other end of the rink. I mean, marginally. Shesterkin, you had to be better. He had tougher chances.
Yeah.
The Rangers generated more than Edmonton did, and Edmonton wins a game 2-0. It's you can't win the same way all the time, and one of the ways you have to win every so often is your goalie has to steal one. And we all talked about Stu Skinner's ability to steal games for you once in a while, and we've decried the fact we don't see it enough. Well, you saw it last night. He stole that game for the Oilers. He's the reason they win. Good sign for an Oilers team that hasn't won a game like that for a while.
What did you make of Jack Roslovic last night back in his Oilers debut?
Pretty quiet. 13 minutes, no shots, no points. He skates real well. Didn't cheat. I watched him a few shifts. He made sure that he wasn't the guy that was trying to make a big impression in his first game and giving stuff up defensively. But he didn't stand out a whole bunch. What about you?
I thought he was better than what you're saying. I'm going to take into account his first game. I look at the amount of players and lines that he played with, the different personnel that he was with. Obviously he started with RNH and Savoy, moved around when Knobloch changed the lines up in the second period and then into the third. What I liked about his game is that, again, the puck, if he was about to make a play, he didn't make the stupid play, the gambling play, the whole play.
Yeah.
He cycled better. I thought he was really good picking up the puck around the boards on the cycle and made the smart plays there. And for a guy that was just playing his first game of the season, I give him pretty good marks.
Yeah, give him huge credit for jumping on the moving train here, right? Everybody else had camp and exhibition games and a couple games this season. Like there's a new level now. Everyone's at a certain level here. And he just jumped in and had to play and join in without having a camp or any of those things. So that's hard. That's hard.
I liked the way he played last night. I really did.
Yeah. He didn't stand out in a negative fashion whatsoever. And frankly, for a guy in that situation, that's a pretty good place to start.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to focus too much on the Rangers, but I mean, Carrick was the best skater on the ice on both teams. And that line with Rempe and Edstrom might have been the best line on the ice.
Yeah, if Rempe had a sitter at the open net for the Rangers and fanned on it. They were great. Sam Carrick was unbelievable. I mean, he had a post. He had a ton of great chances. He was really, really good. The recipe for a win when your fourth line is that good is that the first line chips something in and you win a game. Unfortunately, the fourth line was good but didn't score, and every puck that fell on Zibanejad's stick, he could have had 3 last night too, and he didn't bury a thing. So they're having some issues there. Lots of chances, nothing's going in. 3 home games without a goal, but
yeah,
I didn't mind the Rangers game. They'll get through this thing. They've got a pretty good team. I kind of like their team to this point, but when Sam Carrick's your best player, that's good for Sam and bad for all the guys that are supposed to be better than him.
Mm-hmm. So, you addressed things a little bit yesterday too when you talked to Chris Knobloch, and what's going to happen here, Spec? So tomorrow we could see Jake Wallman coming back. Matthias Janmark's close. There's a lot of roster moves. What are we looking at here? What are you thinking here in the next
Well,
few
they got
days?
room for a defenseman here, for sure, to come back without having to really make a move because, Wallman didn't play last night. And Stetcher finally got in the game. I thought he was okay. He's like Roslovic trying to get on the moving train here. They had a full elevator of guys last night in that press box, Kev. I was coming down from the press box with the Oilers and a bunch of their players. There's 5 Oiler guys in the press box, and that doesn't happen in today's game. You don't get 5 extras around anymore,
especially on the road.
On the road with the salary cap and the roster management stuff. So yes, when Janmark comes back, someone's got to move. I'm sure that Curtis Lazar's got to be a little nervous here. And probably a guy like Ike Howard, who just isn't getting minutes. He's not getting enough minutes for a young, talented guy, and he's he's not waiver eligible. So that puts him in the crosshairs in terms of going down. And it looks like Wallman's ready to go pretty quick here. Like he's skating every day. He's walking around and he looks great. I don't see why he's not about to start playing. And when Wallman's ready, he's a regular on this team. He's in the lineup. So all of a sudden you got 8 defensemen and you got to make a move. You got to do something.
With Regula, no one's really said anything about him. Is there possibility? And he's not waiver exempt, right? He could get plucked off waivers if he gets sent down. But he got a couple knocks to the melon there the other night. How's he doing? Was he skating yesterday or not?
He didn't skate yesterday. No, he did not. He was in the press box last night. I saw him. He's with the team. And the coach, Knobloch, said he hopes to have him back maybe even Thursday. So we'll see. To me, they don't tell us what the injury is. I'm going to speculate that he's got some type of concussion issue after getting hit in the head. And that's always an injury that you wake up in the morning and you reassess. I don't think anybody knows how he's going to react to that. But if he's ready to go pretty quick here, I agree with you. I don't think he goes on waivers. I think that somebody else will. So let's listen. If it's not Regula going down, it's either Emberson or Stetcher. That's just the way it's going to be.
Right.
So
probably Stetcher.
Probably Stetcher. And does Stetcher get picked up? Probably not. I would say probably not, unless there's a team out there with a bunch of injuries. But listen, Regula wasn't supposed to really make this team this year, and he did. And he's thrown a wrench into the plans, a good wrench, but he's throwing a wrench into the plans for the defensive core. Like he wasn't supposed to be part of this thing, and he is, and he looks like a player. So you're not risking losing him. He's a big, tall, lanky defenseman that's playing really well. I'm not sending him to the minors, putting him on waivers. No chance.
Yeah. What'd you make of the shuffling of the lines late second? And then it continued. There were more combinations into the third, Spec.
All over the place, right? And well, when you're not scoring, when you're not scoring goals, they didn't score a lot versus when they scored 2 against Demko in Vancouver, and they had 1 on Shesterkin, right? They're not scoring a ton of goals here, and the coach's job is to find the right chemistry, put some guys together. So I don't, what I did here and it was interesting, Kev, because we're always talking about Draisaitl and David playing together, and do we think they should be apart? Is it harder to coach against the Oilers when they're together or apart? And we break that thing down like every week. Mike Sullivan said that he had to change the way he was doing things. Whatever it was he said when they broke up Draisaitl and McDavid, we had to change our defensive matchups and we had to make some changes and we had to react to that. So just changing those lines messes up the other team's bench a little bit. That's how much people focus on McDavid and Draisaitl. So I'm not sure. My point is, I'm not sure, some portion of the move Knobloch makes to shake up his offense and get his team going and some portion of the move is to make the other guys change their plan and make them change what they're doing. So did it work? I don't know. They never scored a goal until the net was empty.
The thing too, Spec, and you said when one coach does another thing and the other coach has to react, that's what you want.
That's what you want.
That's as a coaching staff, you want to have the other guy making the move because of what you did.
Yes. So, and when you are blessed with McDavid and Draisaitl, it's either you start them together and pull them apart and make the other team react, or you start them apart and put them together and make the other team react. But either way, you've got two guys the other team's going to react to. I remember Claire Drake when I covered the Golden Bears, and his team was so good every year that his standard line was, we don't worry that much about the other team. We don't react much to the other team because his team was just better all the time. He didn't have to react to the other team. Well, the Oilers are the opposite of that. They're really good. They got two fantastic superstars, and everyone does have to react to them. And that's part of what you get when you become a team that's been to 2 cups in a row.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of the Bears, Spec, we talked about yesterday. Remember, we talked about Noah Phillips' first goal as a Bear, owner. Yeah. And we noted the other ones yesterday. Remember?
Yes.
We said, what did we say? Cross,
Randy Gregg, and Derek Ryan.
Yeah. Well, I got an email from Dave Hingley.
Oh,
do you know Dave?
I know Dave Hingley. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm stunned and shocked and just disappointed with probably both of us that we didn't figure out that the list was longer.
Who'd we forget?
Okay. Well, for one, Don Spring.
Don Spring. He scored a goal for the Jets.
With the Jets, long time.
Yeah, you know who else?
Brent Severin.
What about Wade Campbell?
That one he doesn't have on his list, Spec.
Did Wade Campbell play for the Golden Bears, and didn't he play for the Jets?
I'll check on that one. I've heard both ways to say his name. Dave Heinmark or Heinmarch.
Dave Heinmarsh. Yeah.
Marsh. Okay.
He would have scored did he play for Vancouver?
Dave Heinmarsh?
Yeah.
I'll check right now. Oh, the other one before I forget, I think he's got David McKay, who played a long, long time ago, I think.
Okay, so wait a second. You asked me a question on the radio and you go, there's 4 Golden Bears, and I list 4 guys and we all agree. And now you're coming back the next day and telling me there's like 9 guys. Like, what kind of show prep are we doing here?
Wait a second, because this was in an article in a local newspaper, Spec. That's what it was. And I was like, okay, so the one guy like Severin, we should have known that one, right?
Yeah, Sevy. Yeah.
Played in Dallas, won a cup from Vegreville, right? But Don Spring is the one guy because he played a long time for the Jets.
Yeah, and he did play for Claire Drake back in the 70s, I think.
Okay, yeah, it was in that. Yeah, you said Heinmarsh. He played in the 70s for the Golden Bears and played 99 games in the NHL, all with the Calgary Flames.
Okay,
and he scored 21 goals.
There you go. See, so how many Golden Bears do we have here from your 4?
I think
started with 4. It's grown.
Okay, stop it! It wasn't just me. This was in the paper, and it's either Titch or Jerry Mottejong. I got to talk to those 2 guys.
Oh man, that's some bad research right there.
I know. I felt bad, but out of the guys, like Dave McKay was way long ago. Severin is the one guy we should have known, right, Spec?
Yeah, we should have had Sevy. Yeah, I covered him when he played for the Golden Bears.
Yeah, and then I'm just punching up Don Spring because Don Spring played because we touched on this guy a long time ago, Spec. We talked about him. He's born in Venezuela. Played 3 years for the U of A.
Wakabayashi?
No, yeah. Played with the Jets for 4 seasons.
Born in Venezuela.
Yeah, born in Venezuela. Played on the national team in 1980.
He did. Yeah, that was the team that was the Miracle on Ice group.
Exactly. Just scored 1 goal for the Jets in 80-81.
So we missed 1 goal. Well, I'll tell you what. You got to sharpen your pencil when you come up with these
Hey, you're the U of A guy, man. I never wrote at the Gateway, man.
I am the U of A guy. That's true.
Yeah, you should know these ones, not me. Okay, Spec, we'll talk to you tomorrow and get your take on the Board of Governors meeting.
Yeah, I'll try to install a couple expansion franchises while I'm down there today, and maybe see if I can do something about the price of beer in the rink for everybody out there.
Yeah, no kidding. One last text from Habman. This is good too. It's taken me 25 years, but it's finally happened. I agree with Speck on Arizona.
Well, I'm glad to bring one guy over to the bright
25
side.
years.
Yep. Out of the dark side he comes. That's one more notch in the belt, Kev.
Yeah. Good stuff, Speck. We'll talk to you tomorrow. That's On the Mark, brought to you by Northgate, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, powered by Northgate. This truck's for you. When we come back, a little open time. We'll get to some of your texts and bring in the Duke of Delburne. Coming up at 8:40, Lorianne Munzer, Olympic gold medalist from 2004. It's the Kevin Carey Show with the Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Looking for an all-season vehicle with room for the hockey gear, comfort for the daily commute, and rugged capability for your weekend adventures? That's the all-new 2025 Jeep Compass, and you'll find it during the biggest sale of the year this month at St. Albert Dodge. Now, what can I say? It's a Jeep, it's a 4x4, and it's loaded with standard features like an 8.4-inch touchscreen, keyless entry, and heated front seats, all starting from just $34,900. Head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
Experience more at the Edmonton Expo Center. Come for Canada's largest trade show, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience, but it doesn't end there. Maximize your brand exposure with Edmonton Expo Center's new cutting-edge feature screens, spanning Western Canada's largest venue space. Captivate an annual audience of over 1 million visitors during iconic events like Pro Rodeo, Disney on Ice, Glow, K-Days, and so much more. To learn more, call 780-471-7380 or visit EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
Mr. Rooter meets a ghost.
1 plunge, 2, and 3. A toilet clogged with a ghost? Man, I love plumbing. You're free now.
I will never find peace. The clog is fixed, yes, but I have never trusted the sump pump.
No problemo. I can fix that. Now go to the light, you little scamp.
Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
To resolve your unfinished plumbing business, trust one plumber, Mr. Rooter.
When you have lifting and material handling needs, Northwest Crane delivers. Western Canada's Sandy dealer, backed by the industry's toughest one. 3 years, 3,000 hours, no compromises. They service all crane makes and models with skilled technicians and deep industry expertise. Alberta owned with locations in Leduc and Grand Prairie and fully equipped service trucks. Northwest Crane keeps your operation lifting. For more information on sales or service, visit northwestcrane.com or call today.
Wow. Ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Michelle and Colette are sisters. Sisters who don't agree on much, especially when it comes to which hockey team is the best.
Edmonton is the best, baby. Vancouver's #1.
Even when it comes to meat snacks from Wilhawks.
I love the Harris Schwiener. The ham sausage rules.
But they will agree.
Wilhawk beef jerky is the best.
It might just be the only thing Alberta hockey fans can agree on.
Others can try to imitate, but no one can duplicate Wilhawk beef jerky. Only available in Leduc. Get yours today because you don't win friends with salad.
Edmonton's home for sports is Sports 1440. After every game this season, tune in to Andrew Walker for the post-game show. Let's talk some hockey. Let's talk about the game on Sports 1440.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Sports Select. Get in on the action with hockey. Bet on the original at sportselect.com. 100% legal. Must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly.
With over 30 years of sports experience, this is the Kevin Karius Show, brought to you by Sports Select.
Bet on the original at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 827 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on a Wednesday morning. Temperature's pretty good as we head into the weekend here. You know, we got a high of 14 tomorrow. Saturday, Sunday looking not too bad. Again, still, you know, we're getting near. Hopefully it can stay like this till Halloween. And that's the, you know, if you're like looking at +4, +5, 6, 7 around Halloween, I mean, it's just so much. The kids love it. You can get out. You don't have to worry about dressing up and dress, you know, warmly and when you're doing your trick and treating and stuff like that. So hopefully it stays like that for all the way till the end of the month. Hey, Duke, we mentioned that game tomorrow in the NFL, the Thursday nighter. I think the combined age between the two quarterbacks, Joe Flacco and Aaron Rodgers, is, well, okay, Rodgers is 41, Flacco's 40. The combined age is 82 years, 226 days, 39 seasons of NFL experience, 774 touchdown passes, and more than 100,000 passing yards. That's some big numbers. What do they call it? The icy hot bowl?
Yeah, I think
Icy
Rogers used that reference in his little
bowl?
hit yesterday. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if this was specifically designed or just happenstantial. You have to think it was designed that, like, not that these two quarterbacks play each other, that this is the fourth straight Thursday night football game that is a divisional matchup, trying to give these Thursday nighters a little bit more jam, a little more juice potentially, rather than just playing Jacksonville versus, I mean, Houston is a divisional game, but for like Jacksonville, Tennessee forever was just the prototype Thursday night game of two teams nobody cared about, right? But we've seen Niners, Rams, Eagles, Giants, and now Steelers, Bengals.
And those last two have been okay.
They have, yeah.
You know, for a Thursday night.
Which I guess you could say that if this was by design and with the intention of making them more intriguing, I guess it's working.
I believe it was Cameron Hayward who called it the icy.
Oh, was
hot
it?
bowl,
Okay.
yeah. And you know, the last time we've had two 40-year-old quarterbacks going head to head.
Have to think when Brady was playing against somebody.
Drew Brees, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I think I don't know exactly how old.
That matchup probably would have been even older than this one, because Brees played until he was 40, and at that time Brady would have been 42 or the same age.
It's hard. I mean, they're just old raisins. Rodgers has been pretty good this year.
Yeah, the Steelers are a pleasant surprise for me, and not even so much that they've played super well, because the offense has looked okay. Defense we knew would be pretty rock solid. The addition of Jalen Ramsey has been a home run so far, but it's the rest of the division, right? Because the injury to Burrow, in my opinion, I'm sorry, Joe Flacco, like you might make the Bengals more tolerable to watch than Jake Browning, but you're not going to pick this team up and lead them back to the top of the division. Might salvage a playoff spot, maybe, I suppose.
I thought I saw a clip from Flacco yesterday. Someone asked him about Jamar Chase, going, if I go off the page here and whatever, and I'm running whatever, and Flacco said, go ahead, man.
Well, we saw that in the game on the weekend, right? On the touchdown catch to Chase, which was an unbelievable play. It's like, it almost like it just clicked for Joe Flacco, who'd obviously been in Cleveland to start the year.
Yeah.
And with all due respect to the likes of Jerry Jeudy and Cedric Tillman and even David Njoku, like, none of them are Jamar Chase, not even close. None of them are even T. Higgins. So it's kind of clicking for Flacco that now in Cincinnati, he's like, I still have an arm. I can still heave the ball. It's the old cliche. It's like, F it, Jamar down there somewhere, right? Just heave it and let your best player go and make a play. He will, more likely than not. So
I pointed whatever you want.
Whatever you want. And now the issue now for Cincinnati is, like, if the offense can start to play at something that resembles an NFL level, and it kind of looked it on Sunday, at least to an extent, then the defense just has to do something. And Hendrickson left the game on the weekend, I think, right? Don't know what his status is. I have to check on that, but the defense is still terrible. So I'm not sold on Cincinnati actually making any moves inside the division.
They were in that game.
100% they were in the game.
You know? And no one, I mean, the spread was 14. No one thought they would even be close to being in the game.
Yeah.
So Oilers win last night, 2-0 in New York. The start of, again, 17 of the next 24 on the road. Following the game, head coach Chris Knobloch had these post-game comments. Maybe. Good job, Sam.
More than we would like to give up, but he played a really strong game and not easy saves. There was a lot of east-west lateral plays that he had to be quick, and I thought he moved really well, which allowed him to make those saves.
What did you think made the penalty kills successful tonight?
Well, the most important thing on a penalty kill is goaltending, and we talked about our goaltender being good. He was very solid, which made him solid. A little distracted with what's going on back there. But I thought obviously the goaltending was good. It helped our penalty kill. But another part of it was just getting the clears when we had the chances. So often you don't get that clear. You end up spending a little more time. You're tired, and that's when the power play capitalized. I thought we did a pretty good job of getting the puck out when we could.
What are you doing defensively, if anything different regarding structure? Is it just handling what you've done previously and doing it well earlier in the season?
No, I think it's all players, the execution. It's not that we're changing much up than what we've done in the past. I think we defended really well in the first two games. Third game, I probably gave up a little more than we would like to, but that's where you need your goaltender to play well, and he did tonight. But, I think the guys have been doing a pretty good job of reloading, having good sticks, and breaking up plays. And just managing the puck is probably most important.
What did you think of Jack Roslovic's first game as an Oiler?
I thought he had an outstanding game. I know he made some plays with the puck. A couple times he was able to skate the puck under pressure. And hopefully he just gets more comfortable with our systems, with the players that he's playing with, and then, playing his game. But for the first game, I thought it was a very solid start.
You talked this morning about the road trip early on in the season. Just what does this kind of performance start out to treat you for?
Well, I think, first of all, you're always going to win different ways. And, whether your power play comes up big or penalty kill, defensive play. Tonight, we won a game. Goaltending certainly helped us. But, it takes a little more pressure off when you heading on the road, when you win your first one. Obviously coming here playing against the Rangers wasn't going to be an easy one. And, the fact that we snuck out, got the 2 points, just makes everyone feel a little bit better about themselves and can feel a little more confident playing the next one.
And it was early in the year, but what does it say about this group that you're going into the third period up 1-0 and you're able to close that game out?
Well, obviously we didn't close out the game, our first one against Calgary, the way we wanted to. And tonight, our first period and our second weren't very good. I definitely thought our third was better. We gave up a couple chances, but overall I thought we checked really well, which as a coach, you always want to see them playing their best in the third period. And, the fact that, that we've been playing pretty good hockey, I think we had a lot of confidence and we were able to withhold their push in the third.
What led to the line shuffling late in the second and into the third, and what did you make of the results from?
Well, I'm not necessarily. I definitely thought we played better in the third. I don't know if it was because of the line shuffling. We just felt that they had more of the momentum. They had better scoring chances, and we just wanted to disrupt that system or their rhythm. A lot of that had to do with line matchups. So we switched up our lines, kind of get away from their line matchups, and then guys responded. They played well in the third.
What do you think of Jack Roslovic's first game?
Jack played really well. Was able to skate the puck out, made some good defensive plays, so we were happy with him.
That is head coach Chris Knobloch following the game yesterday. Oilers will practice today where the Islanders practice facility is, called the Northwell Health Ice Center, ahead of tomorrow's game against the Islanders. And again, a lot of people, I think, are interested to see what young Matthew Schaefer brings to the game tomorrow. You'll be able to watch him, for a full 60 minutes and just to see what he offers. And again, but he's averaging like 26 minutes a game so far. So when we come back, we got Lorianne Munzer. The Kevin Karius Show is presented by Sports Select, and it's easy, so easy to play Sports Select. All you got to do is visit sportselect.com, generate the QR code, check how to play videos. It's a step-by-step guidance. Check it out, sportselect.com. 100% legal. You got to be 18 years plus. Please play responsibly. When we come back, Lorianne Munzer, 2004. Olympic gold medalist in cycling on the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne, presented by Sports Select. We're also streaming on YouTube and X.
Missioner Allen Auctioneering's 3-day Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg public unreserved heavy truck auctions are this Thursday at 9 a.m. with Tritum, tandem, and single axle trucks including tractors, diggers, decks, dumps, plows, vacs, man lifts, pickers, refuse trucks, and more. Info at maauctions.com.
At Fountain Tire, we're fluent in saving you money.
Fluent?
Yes, we've mastered the language of deals. Like right now, you can save up to 25% off select tires and up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires. Plus, $50 off $150 service when you buy those tires. All until October 18th.
I'm sorry, I don't speak deals.
Spend less, save more when you buy round black things from us.
Oh, got it.
Restrictions apply. Book your appointment online today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
It's back! The world's best curlers are returning to this queue for the Grand Slam of Curling Go Up Tour Challenge. Join us October 14th to 19th at the Silent Ice Center as top teams from around the globe battle it out for glory on the pebbled ice. Enjoy world-class curling and an unforgettable fan experience, all right here in our community. The Grand Slam of Curling Go Up Tour Challenge, October 14th to 19th at the Silent Ice Center. Don't miss it.
Farm, ranch, acreage, or lake lot. They're here to help at Bashaw Concrete Products. Family owned and operated for 60 years. They continue to provide the best products and service, period. Call now for your free quote on the highest quality ready mix and gravel, a new septic tank, or an outhouse pad and tank, plus precast cattle water pads, garage sumps, and more. Call 780-372-3854 for prompt delivery. Bashaw Concrete Products, 780-372-3854. BashawConcrete.com.
Missioner Allen Auctioneering's next 3-day Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg public unreserved industrial auctions are this Thursday and Friday at 9 a.m. These major events include multiple lanes selling a large selection of multi-purpose trucks, equipment, and commercial trailers. Info at maauctions.com.
At jackpotcity.net, you can do amazing things with just one casino chip. Discover a world of incredible casino games with over 500 high-quality online slot games, including the world-renowned progressive jackpot slot Mega Moolah. Play for free at jackpotcity.net and get treated as a VIP 24/7. So visit jackpotcity.net today on your tablet, laptop, or mobile. Jackpot City, a whole world of casino games. 18 plus. Please play responsibly. This is not a gambling website.
The Kevin Karius Show, breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams, even though his favorite Junior A hockey team is the Yorkton Terriers. Thanks for checking in with Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 8:41 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on a Wednesday morning here in the Stingray studios. We've got Josh Fenwick and Sam the Record Man. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram. Time now for the headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter Plumbing, the plumber to call when the toilet mysteriously breaks after your jalapeno pepper popper fueled game night with the fellas. That's mrrooter.ca as we welcome in Lorianne Munzer, 2004 Olympic gold medalist in cycling. Good morning, Lorianne. Thank you.
Good morning.
On a Wednesday. It's all
on
weird.
A Wednesday.
Weird.
Thanks for making the shift.
Yeah. So you were busy yesterday.
I was. Had a bunch of stuff I needed to take care of, so was happy for the flex and move to today.
Oh yeah, we're flexible here, Lorianne. We've got so much flex we haven't even used it yet.
Well, I know that you're flexible because you always throw me a curveball, and especially with the Jays playing, I know there's going to be another one.
We'll see what happens on that. I never even thought about Jays. Maybe we'll touch on that being down 2-0 mindset of a team that has to win 4 out of 5. Or actually, you shouldn't say 4 out of 5, correct? You should just say worry about tonight, correct?
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Literally one game at a time, because we can get too ahead of ourselves, and usually that's what starts the train going the opposite way than where you want it to go. So when you're focused just on what's in front and in the moment, usually things go a lot better.
You sent me off a text about a few things to touch on today. right off the bat, you mentioned Bruce Saville, and I spoke about this at the top of the show with Bruce passing away a couple of days ago now. It was late on Monday, I guess. But, he did so much for our community. And then when I mentioned the fact that, he took in Alish Hemsky, and, Alish was a very young guy coming from Czech. Yes, he played in Quebec and things like that. But this was a guy that came into Edmonton and was, it's a whole new thing, the pro game. He was billeted in Quebec, and he ended up to be a billeted with Bruce and Kathy. You had a similar story, and that kind of got things going, and it maybe triggered something with what happened to you when you were young and, I guess, impressionable, if you want to call it that.
Totally. Well, I wasn't 19. I was actually 28, so I'm considering that young in my career. I spent a lot of time with Des Dickey, who was the national cycling coach for track. He also coached Kurt Harnett. He coached Tanya Dubnikov. He had some really great wins, number of Olympics. He was also a rider as well. And when I met him through Clara Hughes, I was actually living in Montreal. Des lived north of Toronto in Brampton. So I was getting faxed programs because that was in the day when the faxes were the things. And part of the training was not just by fax. It was also traveling to Brampton to train with Des so that, one, he could see what my performance was like, if it was coming along, where I needed some help. We did some crazy wind testing, which is like, you don't want to do those wind gate testings if you can help it, Kevin. But he was really instrumental because I did live at his house for, long weekends or even, a week at a time, because of, you do need that one-on-one. And especially when you're prepping for international races, you're going over to Europe for World Cups, you're prepping for your first World Championships. You really have to, in that instance, because I was working full time, I was living in another province and another city, is those connections of being literally taken under his wing and with his family. I got to know them. That really made all of the difference because, number one, you feel like you belong. Number two, you have the support. Number three, you can ask those questions right there and then as they come up. And if you hit a wall, if you hit a block, boom, the coach is right there. So to be able to have that access versus waiting is really huge.
That word, I was waiting for you to bring it up, support. And that's, I think, what Bruce gave Alish Hemsky. And I'm sure that that's what you received as well on your end.
Oh, oodles, mentally, and also, the physical training part of it, asking for one more rep, one more RPM, one more kilometer per hour. And just that support is absolutely vital because you're not on the ice 23 hours out of 24. You're not on the bike 23 hours out of 24. So what else are you doing? And it's that inclusion, it's that support, it's that belief, it's that belonging of, anything is possible. And when you're in that environment, Kevin, the environment really makes a difference.
I'm going to branch off a little bit there because I think sometimes we forget about, let's use Oil Kings or even Edmonton Riverhawks for an example here. And even like Alish Hemsky was the same age as a lot of the guys that were, on the Oil Kings. But billet families are so critical to the development of a young person, whether it be whatever sport you're playing. I talked to Dale Wishawan from Booster Juice. He said for the first time ever, Dale and his family billeted one of the members of the Edmonton Riverhawks. And, it's only a short season. But he said the only thing he was disappointed about is that he didn't do it sooner because he had a blast. He thought it was one of the best summers, got to know the kid, got to know the family. But maybe just speak to how important it is to have that other, call it extended family, because these parents are sending their kids off to whatever team in the Western League or AJHL or whatever it may be. And they have to find that way, Lorianne, to be part of that grooming and developing of a young person.
Oh, Kevin, that's huge. And I think that's amazing. The families that do take on and billet athletes. And you're right, it is an extended family because number one, the parents are entrusting you with their son or daughter. And really it's about helping them find their way, about giving them another experience because mom and dad aren't always going to be around, and to be able to go off, but know that they're still accessible. You get to learn and get to see other perspectives and have other experiences, and it's those experiences that help guide your way, help groom you, as you were saying. And it's really essential. In cycling, I haven't really seen that. In hockey, yes, I think there's so many different families, and like the women in the PWHL, the women coming up with the national team, right? I don't know what the extent is of that, but I know that it probably will be growing because you can't live and do everything by yourself. You need that team or that family support. And being in that environment, Kevin, it is a make or a break it. And it's so nice to have people rooting for you, cheering for you, and also taking you aside and going, well, hey, have you thought about maybe approaching this way if something isn't working? And those are all vital life skills. And to be able to get out of your usual environment of where you've grown up and learn how somebody else does things, wow, that's an eye popper right there.
Lorianne Munzer with us on Sports 1440. So Oilers on a road trip right now, Lorianne. It's the first of 5 on this road trip. But they've got a lot of road games here, 17 out of 24, starting last night in New York against the Rangers, a 2-0 victory. What is it? Why does every team say, oh, it's going to be it's going to be great to get out on the road and we'll have a little team bonding and we'll go for dinners and this and that? Why do teams always say this? And why do they think that this will help them gel, if you want to call it that?
Oh, I think this is great because number one, they get to be, we talked just a moment ago about environment together as a collective, as a team. And, sure, there is travel wear and tear, there's the roster fatigue, but to be in that environment where you're able to build not only the physical camaraderie, but the mental camaraderie as well, that is going to be key there. And number one, it also takes you out of the distractions of life. It puts you into the arena of being that pro hockey player. And it's like, okay, am I going to shine? Am I going to lead? How am I going to do it? And it puts you into, and I would say it's an energy, it's a vibration, it's a frequency of, hey, you're with the collective. This is it. And this is a chance that you get to shine and figure out part of your way. And what are those experiences?
You know what I call it, Lorianne? It's like the old Maxwell Smart, get smart, the cones of silence, You're underneath the big cones, right? And there's nothing else that can deter you. You're not looking at anything that's going to distract you or anything like that. That's what, when you go on the road and because it's just hockey and it's going to the rink and it might be going for a dinner, but then it's back to the hotel. And I mean, all these players, yes, they love their families. They love their kids, but it's just different because it's just one thing. Yeah,
absolutely. And you are in that bubble when you talked about, Maxwell Smart it is a bubble and the distractions are less. You eat, breathe, talk, walk, hockey, and you are just into that zone of, all right, what are all the possibilities? What can we do? And then it's a matter of going out and executing it one game at a time, one training session at a time.
Lorianne Munzer with us on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. Some news with Kelsey Mitchell, cyclist, turning maybe something else, and an opportunity that you yourself, Lorianne, had with the great Pierre Lueders years and years ago.
Yeah, that was probably back, 20 years ago, 2005. I spent half a day with Pierre Lueders in the ice house at Canada Olympic Park in Calgary. Yeah. And I mean, it was crazy. He told me to bring my motorcycle helmet because it was a full face. And I did drive my motorcycle. It was a Harley Davidson at the time, down. and I had no idea what I was getting myself into. He gave me a pair of athletic sprinting shoes. So you're just literally pushing a sled down a short hill. But the question is, how fast could you get it up to speed? And you've got the 45-pound plates onto the sled, and he's adding more weight and doing that. And it was a really cool experience. So just, following Kelsey Mitchell here, Canadian Olympic gold medalist, number 2 in cycling for Canada. She switched from speed skating into, now she's going to the ice house, trying out for the bobsled team. I understand she's in Whistler training camp and trials there. So countdown to the Olympics in Italy is coming up. So she's looking to make the team.
What would be the biggest thing physically for her? Obviously, the leg strength is there. Is it obviously she's pushing, right? So is it different parts of the muscles in her legs, or what? Just maybe describe that. And when you did it, were your quads sore, or were your, maybe your hammies? Like, what was the difference?
Well, let me tell you, Kevin, it is a full body workout, because they're probably thinking it's all legs. It comes from your core, generate the speed from your legs, but it's also upper body. You've got to be able to push the sled. It's not just, oh, my hands are hanging on here and the legs are driving it. It's a combination. And I know one of the things that she's talking about is building her upper body strength, because you do have to have that power output transference from the arms, but it's also the power that comes from your core, your glutes, your hamstrings, and your quads. Plus, you only have X number of steps from starting to when you have to get into, I'm going to call it the bullet, right? The sled. And to be able to explode, that's where the explosiveness of track cycling and then crossing over into the sled is really helpful. But number one, you also have to be a runner. So short sprint, it's more like your legs are like a piston versus going around in circles.
That explosiveness.
Yep. And that's number one. That's what they're really looking for. And that's where, Kelsey Mitchell definitely has the potential, is for the explosiveness that she's carried on from cycling into this new sport. And then it's going to be a transference of how quickly can you get that power output out and then hop into the sled so that you're not losing time or wasting time.
You wanted a curveball, Lorianne. So what about the Jays tonight in Seattle, down 2-0? But listening to the guys yesterday, they were interviewed in Seattle, and listening to the players and manager John Schneider, they seemed confident. The confidence was still there. They didn't seem deflated. Maybe just to speak to that, where you've got to still continue to have that energy, be positive.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's a great trait right there is if you don't bring out the best and look at it with a new perspective, the media will eat you up and spit you out twice. And then they'll go and they'll just carry it on. So number one, it's about the energy of, what can we do? And I like that perspective, which was, okay, here's what we're going to be doing. Today is a new day. Okay, 2-0, not in your favor, but it is turnaround time, and coming back from that, the first 2 games are going to look at, I know that they've done the replays, they've done what worked, where do we need to improve? Those are all the things that you have to do. And then you also have to raise your game. You also have to raise what is each player going to bring. And especially when things were working, what were those things? Do you remember what they are? And can you bring them out like really super quick?
Well, Lorianne, what do we got? About another week or 2 of outdoor cycling for you, or what?
Oh boy, I'm going until like the snow flies, and the cutoff is minus 25. Minus 25. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like our golf games at Terra Pines in January.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. It's, if the weather's conducive, if the road is out, get the fat bike out with the spikes. So the bike is already set up, still riding the mountain bike, been out on the road bike as well. So loving the mountain bike though, that's for sure. Cause you can hop off the curbs, hit the trails and do both.
As always, good stuff, Lorianne. Appreciate it. And we'll talk to you next Tuesday.
Thanks so much, Kevin.
That's Lorianne Munzer, Olympic gold medalist from 2004. Mindset coach, works with many, many athletes. And that was our headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Reuter Plumbing, the true goat of local plumbing. That's mrreuter.ca. Coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, we'll have our co-host, David Schlemko, for Cougar Paint and Collision. He'll be with us right after the break. Chris Meany from NHL.com will guest with us at 9:20. We'll go in or out with Schlemmer in that 9 o'clock hour. And also Mike Wilner from the Toronto Star and the Deep Left Field podcast will preview tonight's game number 3 between the Blue Jays and the Seattle Mariners. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Loca Quality Market. Hey, Loca's not your average grocery store. We're a butcher, a baker. Man, they could be a candlestick maker too. But we're a cafe, a deli, rotisserie, pizzeria, and it's all under one roof. Right near us in Laurier Heights there at 142 there in Crestwood. Shop local at loca.ca. Here is Sam the Record Man.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Oilers in action last night with a shutout win against the Rangers on the road. Stuart Skinner had a 30-save game and continues to be dominant in the Garden. A few other games got underway in the NHL last night as the Canadiens take down the Kraken 5-4 in overtime. The Maple Leafs with a 7-4 home win against the Predators. Flames fall to the Golden Knights 4-2, and the Stars take the win at home 5-2 over the Wilds. National League Championship Series Game 2 wrapping up last night as the Dodgers moved to 2-0 in the series with a phenomenal pitching performance from Yamamoto, giving the Dodgers a complete game with just one earned run. Elsewhere in the MLB, Boston Red Sox Alex Bregman plans to opt out of his 3-year, $120 million contract. Bregman hit .273, batted in 62 runners, and had 18 home runs in last season's campaign. Canada men's soccer team held off Colombia in a scoreless friendly match last night ahead of next year's FIFA World Cup. Coming at the top of the hour, we'll be joined by Wednesday co-host and former NHLer David Schlemko, and this has been your Sports 1440 update here on Sports 1440 by Sam Wilner.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
You've probably heard the term supply and demand. Something is needed and someone supplies it. We're GS Construction, and we're in the supply and demand business with you. Edmonton and the surrounding area continue to grow. Infrastructure has to be continually replaced and upgraded to keep up with demand. You see it with new buildings and new roads, but what about below ground, where all sorts of pipes bring you water and take wastewater away? That's where we come in. For more on what we do, go to gsconstruction.ca.
At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we believe that life shouldn't hurt. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't know that sometimes it really hurts. I mean, we've seen people at their worst moments in life, when they feel they have nowhere to turn, or at a time when they felt like their problem just wouldn't ever go away. We've also seen people who thought to themselves, it'll just go away on its own, or this is no big deal. I don't want to bother anyone about this. Don't know where to turn to, or think it's no big deal. Either way, we have the technology, techniques, and skills to help you get back to it, whatever your it may be. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
Fall into savings at Wolf GMC Buick. For a very limited time, get 0% on every 2025 Buick and GMC, including the all-new Buick Envista, the Encore, Envision, and Enclave. For the GMCs, 0% on 2025s like the Sierra Half-Ton, Sierra HD, even the Yukons. Get 0% on all 2025s. Plus, get up to 84 months on the GMC Sierra Half-Ton Crew Cab. But like the Leaves, these deals won't last long. Get into Wolf GMC Buick now. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
When it comes to sports in Edmonton, Jason Greger is a must listen. He brings you the inside scoop with guests from across North America. If it matters in sports, you'll hear it here first. Greger rolls out weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports 1440.
Missioner Allen Auctioneering's 3-day Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg public unreserved heavy truck auctions are this Thursday at 9 a.m. with Tritum, tandem, and single axle trucks including tractors, diggers, decks, dumps, plows, vacs, man lifts, pickers, refuse trucks, and more. Info at maauctions.com.
The Lawnmower Hospital.
Finish up the season with the Lawnmower Hospital and Ego, the #1 rated battery-powered platform. Ego lawnmowers are easy to use, powerful, and efficient. Transfer the battery to the pressure washer and clean the house. Don't forget the air blowers for when the leaves fall. Get Ego at the Lawnmower Hospital. Power beyond belief. Visit lawnmowerhospital.com.
We're more than repairs. We're more than mowers. The Lawnmower Hospital.
Missioner Allen Auctioneering's next 3-day Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg public unreserved industrial auctions are this Thursday and Friday at 9 a.m. These major events include multiple lanes selling a large selection of multi-purpose trucks, equipment, and commercial trailers. Info at maauctions.com.
Experience more at the Edmonton Expo Center. Come for Canada's largest trade show, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience, but it doesn't end there. Maximize your brand exposure with Edmonton Expo Center's new cutting-edge feature screens, spanning Western Canada's largest venue space. Captivate an annual audience of over 1 million visitors during iconic events like Pro Rodeo, Disney on Ice, Glow, K-Days, and so much more. To learn more, call 780-471-7380 or visit EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
Hey everybody, it's Jason Strudling. How would you like to join me and the superstars of hockey on an exotic holiday? Join us on a 7-night cruise through the Mexican Riviera, leaving from Los Angeles and including Cabo, Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, and more. While we relax and cruise the tropical waters, you can attend an intimate meet and greet with legends like Bill Ranford, Fernando Pisani, Kelly Buckberger, Ron Lowe, Gene Principe, Jack Michaels, Louis DeBrusque, and more. There's still time to get in on every hockey fan's dream cruise. Book now and save $500 per couple. The Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise. Price start at just $23.99. Part of the proceeds support the Ben Stelter Foundation and Kids with Cancer.
Visit cast.tours/Edmonton. Call 1-833-347-7678. Call now to book and save $500 per cabin when you mention promo code Stingray Radio. That's cast.tours, 1-833-347-7678.
Canada, Crave is now the exclusive streaming home of Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune.
Let me hear you if you want to win.
Two of the most iconic game shows in television history.
You never know what's going to happen around here.
Stream new seasons next day on Crave.
I'm excited already.
Plus, dive into a massive library of classic episodes, which include Canadian legend Alex Trebek.
Answer. Daily Double.
Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. Stream now, only on Crave. Subscribe at crave.ca.
This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440, a proud presentation of Sports Select.
In store or online at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 9:04 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We've got Josh Fenwick running the show on our streaming services, wherever we are at, on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram. We got Sam the Record Man running the board. And we've got our co-host on Wednesdays, David Schlemko, sliding in. David Schlemko, powered by Cougar Paint and Collision, our family helping your family for over 40 years, cougarcollision.com. Good morning, Schlemmer.
Morning, Kev.
I saw that the last Cougar Paint and Collision commercial. It's like sort of a newer one.
Oh, really? I don't know if I've seen the new one.
Maybe it's not that new, but it's Gordon Graham saying about how they disagree about a lot of things, but we always agree on getting the job done. Have you seen that one or not?
No, I haven't.
Again, it seems like it's like I don't know them like you do. I always enjoy talking to Gord. I've only spoken to Graham 2 or 3 times, but
yeah, I don't know Graham that well. Yeah. He was always like a little bit scary to us, like when we were in high school, Seemed like a guy you didn't really mess with.
Well, so I always think of and I'm not saying it's anything like this, but you started watching a lot of these Mobland and Mafia and all this stuff, right? All these shows, and I'm just picturing, like Gordon's taking over the family. That's kind of what I always kind of chuckle at that. But you guys went to school together.
Yeah, we went to high school together. Went to East Glen. That's where I met him, and he's a great dude.
Yeah,
stayed friends ever since.
And I just, it's a good little mom and pop shop, right? It's
absolutely, good family run business.
Yeah, exactly. So what'd you make of that Oilers game last night, Schlemmer? 2-0 win over the Rangers.
Well, I mean, how good was Stu Skinner?
Wasn't he fabulous?
I mean, I'm sure all the fans are lining up to talk about it this morning.
In fact, they're not. And, that's the whole thing. And here's a text right now from Steve. He just came in from Drumheller. Morning, guys. Everyday listener. I don't understand these so-called fans. I've always supported Skinner. I do believe he's a good goalie. The amount of people that still won't admit it when he has a great game, I just don't get it. Because we haven't had anyone say great, on the home opener, right, on Wednesday.
Yep.
No one talked about anything. They just talked about the third goal.
Yeah.
They want to see, most of the people that text in, they want to see him fail.
Yeah, and I mean,
which is sad.
It's sad. I can kind of see where they're coming from. Like I knew this was going to happen coming in here today. You knew he wasn't going to get the love.
Yeah.
I can see the frustration is like, why can't he just be consistently, maybe not that good, but just consistently to like 90% of his ability.
Someone said that earlier. In the 2 games he's played this year, he's made one bad decision. Like he made a bad decision that cost a goal.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, what can you say bad about his game? Nothing.
No, that's 100% fair. And I think just especially for maybe the haters on Stu Skinner, it's just frustrating to see that he has that in him. But these little brain farts or weak goals or bad decisions just seem to cost the Oilers at bad times all the time.
Just got to clean half of them up.
Yeah.
Because every goalie has a goal that they'd say, "Oh, I wish I had that."
No, 100%. I'm playing both sides a little bit here, saying that I can see the frustration from the fans' point of view, but like you say, on the other side of that, like give some credit where credit's due. He's the reason they won the game last night.
Well, I mean, first period, Sam Carrick busts in. He was the best player on the ice, Sam Carrick.
He was really good last night.
Wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Stu lost his stick, actually, because Carrick busted in pretty hard.
Yeah.
Like, I don't recall him going as hard to the net last night. Or like
last year when he was an Oiler.
When he was here as last night. Stetcher had the giveaway. Panarin.
Stetcher had a tough start last night.
Bouchard had the giveaway tried the reverse behind the net.
Yeah.
That was a save on Will Cooley.
That was a good one.
3 big saves right off the hop. That kept him, it gives the team a little confidence, and that continued on. Like Schneider hit the crossbar there.
Yeah.
That was a good chance. But how many chances did Edstrom and Rempe have?
Oh, that line was really good last night.
They were the best line on the ice.
I wouldn't want to play against them as a team, man. Chance, man.
I mean, and that's the thing. They didn't do anything crazy.
No, they're just in your face. We're going to just grind you and outwork you.
So let me ask you this as a defenseman. Rempe's history. You know that he has he's a wingnut.
Yeah, it's going to make you think twice going back to get a puck.
Exactly.
Like he might just run right through your numbers.
But
right
when he still has that fear or strikes that fear into you, but has the ability to make plays.
Yeah.
I mean, with that size and speed.
The speed. Wow. I think Louis mentioned it last night. He's skating a lot better than he was when he first came into the league.
Well, we had Dave Maloney on yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Rangers analyst. And I said, between Rempe and Edstrom, and it's not far off. I said, Dave, those guys, between the two of them, it's 14 feet, 500 pounds.
Wow.
So it's not quite. It's 6'9", 6'7", and 485, 490.
Close enough.
Yeah. And I mean,
that's a heavy line.
Those guys coming in around the net, like, holy cow.
Well, I mean, just being able to hang on to pucks, like it's hard to knock a guy like that off the puck, to strip him off. I mean, that's the one thing I noticed on the Nuge line last night, I guess, before he started juggling them all.
Yeah.
But with Nuge, Savvy, and who else on that line?
Roslovic started the game,
who had a great game.
I thought he was really good.
I thought he was really good. They all make good plays with the puck when they got a little bit of time and can be agile. But there's no one on that line that's going back and recovering pucks and hanging on to pucks and, lengthening out that shift and tiring out the opposition. They're more of just a bang, bang, one and done a little bit.
You mentioned Stetcher. Do you think he got better as the game gone on? And like Spec said,
hard not to.
About Stetcher and Roslovic. We'll touch on him maybe as the show goes on. But Spec said it twice, they're getting on a moving train here.
Right. Yeah, it is. It's tough.
Especially Roslovic.
And even Stetcher, right? When you haven't been into a game yet, it was a really tough start for him. His first 2-3 shifts, I think he had turnovers, or the first shift he had the block shot that almost went for a breakaway. It's just like nothing positive could happen for him. So I thought he did a really good job kind of steadying the ship.
I want to get back to Alec Regula. And again, he didn't play last night. Got hit a couple times hard, man. Those were two hard hits by Evander Kane.
You don't see it coming, and that's really unfortunate because I hadn't seen much of the kid, and I absolutely love his game.
Yeah.
Thought he was great.
But again, like, you just got to be aware, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he just, I almost, it's like he shoulder checked coming around the net and kind of like looked up the middle, and Kane was so wide coming down the wall that he just didn't see him at all.
I can't remember who said it. It might have been Saturday night that when Kane was swooping in, and maybe it's because he came in that wide, they said, I don't think he was looking for that.
He didn't see him at all.
No, I mean, Kane wasn't looking.
Oh, Kane wasn't looking
Kane was
down the wall to take away the rim or something.
Yeah, because why would you swoop out that wide?
Right.
If you're gonna make the hit, you're cutting in harder, not?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're right. He must have been kind of just taking away the wall and then thinking, wow, this guy doesn't see me coming. Like, I'm going to run him over.
What else for defensemen last night caught your eye? I mean, Ekholm seems to be
settling in, back to his old self. I was going to mention that. Other than that reverse that we talked about in the first period with Bouchard, I thought he was really good.
Yeah.
Always up in the rush, always creating. I thought he looked really good. No one else really stood out for me too much.
I mentioned Emberson as a 6D man. Like, I mean, what more do you want?
I want more from Emberson. I do. Yeah.
What do you want more?
I just want to see him develop into something more than he's been the last 100 or so games that he's played as an Oiler. Like, I want to see more efficiency with the puck. I want to see some more deception. You got to do more than just defend. You know, if you want to stay in this league. And it's like you said, like, he didn't do anything wrong. Like, what more do you want from a 6D? But I want someone who's going to contribute a little bit more to the game.
There's a guy that might hang on to the puck too long at times. I mean, he takes hits.
Yeah. But he just has no deception in his game, though, right? Like, he's not looking anyone off. He's not faking ever. It's very just straight ahead, and here's where I'm going with it. And I just think it's easy to play against.
How do you get that then? How do you add that to your game?
Well, I mean, video, I think, helps a lot, but it's just working at, I think it's confidence, right? It's puck confidence too. Like, there's no way that he made it to the NHL playing like that at every level. I don't think, you know, like, he, as a junior guy, he would have had to jumped in the rush, provided a little bit of offense, just provided a little bit more.
Are you thinking, like, would creativity be the word?
Creativity, yeah, definitely. But I think that the creativity's got to be there already. I think it's just the confidence to make plays with the puck. Maybe it's just more repetition in practice, working on little puck moving drills at the end of practice. I'm not sure what it is, but if you watch Emberson and then you watch the kid Regula, I mean, it's night and day. Like, he's got so much poise with it back there. He's always sucking a guy in and, you know, finding the centerman and beating two guys on the breakout. And I just feel like that's what you need to do. Those are the kind of things we need to see out of Emberson if he wants to move up and stay on this team.
Well, after the Wednesday game, the home opener, you know, so you watched that game. I said Thursday, obviously you were on Wednesday, I said, well, Regula was a lot better than Emberson that game. I said, it's just one game here.
Yeah.
Hasn't played for a long time, but you know, there's something there.
Yeah, I just see a lot more potential in Regula and what he does.
Bigger body
with the puck.
But he could have a little bit of he can get involved a bit more, and could have a shorter fuse too.
He could play with a little more edge.
Yeah,
sure.
Anytime that you got a defenseman that's 6'3", 6'4", I just still think you got to have that in your game.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that for sure. You know, it's also guys that have that kind of poise with the puck. You've also got to kind of drag that out of them a little bit.
Kevin Karius, David Schlemko with you on Sports 1440. When we come back, we're going to talk to Chris Meany from NHL.com. That's Fast Edge Stats, a little more into the analytics side, I think, as well. But we'll get his thoughts on what he's seen in the first week or so. Also, Brady Tkachuk out for a good month in Ottawa. The Oilers are in Ottawa next week. we'll see what he thinks about that as well. It's Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, and David Schlemko on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Instagram, and Facebook.
It's back. The world's best curlers are returning to Disc Q for the Grand Slam of Curling Go Up Tour Challenge. Join us October 14th to 19th at the Silent Ice Center as top teams from around the globe battle it out for glory on the pebbled ice. Enjoy world-class curling and an unforgettable fan experience, all right here in our community. The Grand Slam of Curling Go Up Tour Challenge, October 14th to 19th at the Silent Ice Center. Don't miss it.
Want some good news? St. Albert Dodge is holding the biggest sale of the year on their in-stock Ram 1500 Sports. Every single one on the lot is discounted by a whopping $14,000. Yeah, 14 grand. And St. Albert Dodge has the best selection in Alberta. Over 90 Ram 1500 Sports to choose from, with great packages, including the Night Edition and GT models, all $14,000 off the ticket price. Get down there and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
Weekly NFL giveaways, drink specials, huge screen TVs. The hits keep coming at First Round, Edmonton's NFL headquarters. Watch NFL football at First Round, and you could win a trip to your favorite NFL city for a regular season game next season. Catch NFL action Thursday nights, all day Sunday, starting with the Pro Bowl brunch from 10:30 to 2. Then Monday night with half-price boneless wings after 6 p.m. First Round, burgers, beer, sports. Downtown and Bourbon Street, West Edmonton Mall.
Mr. Rooter meets a ghost. 1 plunge, 2, and 3. A toilet clogged with a ghost? Man, I love plumbing. You're free now.
I will never find peace. The clog is fixed, yes, but I have never trusted the sump pump.
No problemo. Like a trick set. Now go to the light, you little scamp.
Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
To resolve your unfinished plumbing business, trust one plumber, Mr. Rooter.
Got a car you're ready to part with? Find out what it's worth, fast, easy, and totally free at Go Auto. We're talking top dollar trade-ins, whether it's a little worn or still rocking that new car smell. Just a few clicks, and boom, you've got your value. Text value to 780-777-7777 to start. That's value to 780 all sevens. Why guess what it's worth? Let Go Auto show you the money.
Carve out for a cause at the Jason Greger Pizza Pig Out, presented by GS Construction. Thursday, November 6th at the Canadian Ice House, indulge in unlimited pizza from amazing local pizzerias while you help raise some dough for Kids Sport. Then vote for your favorite slice to help crown the People's Choice Award winners. Tickets to join Edmonton's biggest and best adult pizza party are just $30. Head to jasongregerpizzapigout.com for more details and to buy tickets.
Farm, ranch, acreage, or lake lot. They're here to help at Bashaw Concrete Products. Family owned and operated for 60 years. They continue to provide the best products and service, period. Call now for your free quote on the highest quality ready mix and gravel, a new septic tank, or an outhouse pad and tank, plus precast cattle water pads, garage sumps, and more. Call 780-372-3854 for prompt delivery. Bashaw Concrete Products, 780-372-3854. BashawConcrete.com.
Kente sauce.
Buddy, quit rolling up to the bar and looking like it's grade 9 grad and you're wearing your dad's old work suit. Do yourself a favor and call Game Day Suits.
Game Day Suits is Alberta-based and makes fully customizable, made-to-order suits. Perfect for hockey teams, wedding parties, or even the office crew. Book your free consultation at GameDaySuits.ca.
I'm rocking one right now. I look deadly.
You know they can't see you, right?
Okay, Mr. Announcer, you want to go, tough guy?
Oh, Game Day Suits.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Sports Select. Playing Sports Select is easy. Visit sportselect.com and generate a QR code, or check their how to play videos for step-by-step guidance. Sportselect.com. 100% legal. Must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly.
A veteran of the Edmonton sports scene for over 3 decades. The Kevin Karius Show. Powered by Sports Select.
Bet on the original at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 9:22 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you, and former NHLer David Schlemko with you on a Wednesday morning. Thanks so much for checking into Sports 1440. Really appreciate it. Time now to talk a little hockey and maybe, fantasy, edge stats across the league with Chris Meany from NHL.com. Morning, Chris. You're with Kevin Karius once again, and the former NHLer David Schlemko. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440. Really appreciate it.
Hey, yeah, anytime, guys. Happy Wednesday. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Hey, what'd you make of, first of all, I was looking at the Leafs game last night, secondary, because obviously we were watching the Oilers and Rangers, and basically they were on at the same time. What'd you see in that Leafs game, Chris, in the sense that, first of all, I wasn't even sure who was playing net and starting because of the goaltending situation. What did you make of Primo in goal?
Yeah, he had an okay day. He struggled to find his footing over the past couple years with the Montreal Canadiens. When he was sent down early on, I thought he was fantastic for Laval and the AHL. His numbers were really, really strong, and they had a pretty sound hockey team in front of him, and that's what he'll have in Toronto. And we'll see what the status of Joseph Wall is moving forward. Leave of absence at the moment, but Caden Primo may get some opportunities to play, behind Stolarz, who had a career season last year, but he hasn't been a full-time starter in the NHL over the course of his career, right? So he did miss some time last year, but I thought a really strong pushback from the Leafs after losing back-to-back games against Detroit. Their big boys showed up, including Austin Matthews, and they're still trying to find somebody to play on that top line with Matthews and Nyes, maybe a rotation of guys, but I thought overall it was a pretty strong effort from the full squad.
Who do you think is going to slide in there? Is it going to be, as you say, a rotation until something clicks?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they started with Matias Michelli in the first game against the Canadiens, and then we saw some moments where Max Domi was playing up on that line. We did see that at times, even in the playoffs with Mitch Marner there. So, they could use. I know Easton Cowan last night made his debut. A few minutes here and there. I guess Detroit actually a few minutes here and there, but I would say there's a rotation of guys. Yeah, I mean, you could see Bobby McCann up there as well. It's a huge hole. Let's be honest. I mean, in Toronto, they'll tell you. Maybe some people will say they're happy to see Marner go because of the lack of success he had in the playoffs. But it's a 100-point player and a two-way superstar, in my opinion. So it's going to be tough to fill the void there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty crazy to say you're happy to see Mitch Marner go. I don't know about that one. Easton Cowan, first couple NHL games. I think he played around 14 minutes in both. Got his first point. What do you think of him so far?
Yeah, he's skilled. He's got a lot of talent. I think it's a tough spot for him to, his first couple games say, I mean, it's good. It's like you're given an opportunity to play with the big boys, right? Austin Matthews, like, here you go, kid. Like, here's a chance for you. But at the same time, it does say a lot about maybe that hole that they are missing with Mitch Marner. But he's got a lot of patience with the puck. He kind of reminds me of Marner in some ways. I don't want to put that on him immediately or this early on in his career, but he's very skilled, and that's really what Matthews and Nyes need. They need, a playmaker on that squad, and certainly he's going to get a look here from Craig Berube over the next little bit.
Chris Meany with us, NHL.com. Kevin Karius, David Schlemko with you on Sports 1440. We're just a week in here, Chris, as you know, but across the league, what's caught your eye? I know you guys always do, sleeper picks or something like that, or maybe someone that's going to come out of the gates a little quicker than maybe others think. Has any one player or two maybe caught your eye more so than others here in the early going?
Well, there's two players. We had some long shot futures. Jack Eichel was roughly 75-1 to win the Art Ross. It's very, very early, but 9 points. Talked about Mitch Marner playing alongside him, Pavel Dorofeyev. They're rocking 5 forwards on the Vegas power play, and Dorofeyev is that shooter with Mark Stone and Thomas Hertl, who led the Golden Knights in power play goals last year. So Eichel had a career year last year. He's got the contract out of the way. Marner's coming off a career season, probably the best playmaker he's ever played with, and I think he'll shoot the puck a little bit more. So not overly surprised with the start from Eichel, but it's nice to see. And then Matt Boldy, last year against the Golden Knights in the first round, Minnesota put Boldy and Kaprizov together, and I thought they were awesome. And we're seeing it this year. It is completely carried over. Kaprizov with the 9 points, Boldy with 8, and Boldy with 4 goals. This is another long shot, roughly 75-1 to win the Rocket. It's very, very early, but those two guys are checking boxes. But the guy that's impressed me the most, and David, I mean, as a former player, what Matthew Schaefer is doing right now it's remarkable. Game 2, 26 minutes. Game 3 in the NHL, 26 minutes. Before last night, he was leading all defensemen in shot attempts with 32. Only Martin Necas, Nathan McKinnon, and Quentin Byfield had more 20-plus mile-an-hour speed bursts. He was tied with McDavid last night, before last night's game. That's impressive stuff for an 18-year-old kid. He's one of the best skaters I've seen at his age. Islanders have some issues. They haven't won yet. They're giving up a lot of rubber, but very, very impressive. We have an Edge article over at NHL.com highlighting all the impressive things that Schaefer has done so far.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable. Honestly, I can't wait to watch the kid tomorrow night in a full game. Obviously, he's full of confidence. Patty Waz just instilled that in him. Loves his swagger, I heard him say in an interview. So, I mean, that's a dream. As an 18-year-old kid, you've got a Hall of Famer that's got your back, loves your confidence, and you getting to play 26 minutes a night. Unbelievable. Chris, wanted to ask you about another young guy. The Vancouver Canucks just send Coots back to WHL Seattle. What did you think of him, and maybe what do they have in him?
Yeah, you know what? I'm not 100% sure what they have in him, and I don't know if they really know what they have in him either. And certainly when you look at the Canucks and their squad, it was a very disappointing season last year. But guys, I was surprised. I mean, for the most part, they brought everyone back. Like, there were some rumors that Brock Besser wasn't going to, be brought back with the Canucks. And obviously, Elias Pettersson didn't have the fantastic season that he had. You guys are familiar, and your viewers and listeners, with Evander Kane bringing him over. So, Philip Hedl's a guy that has struggled to stay healthy, off to a really nice start. So, Thatcher Demko's another guy too. Like, there's a lot of question marks, I think, with the Vancouver Canucks overall. So, and Quinn Hughes. Right. I don't know what you guys think about Quinn Hughes in the future. A lot of people are wondering what his future looks like in Vancouver. So to me, a lot of question marks. I think they'll give a lot of kids some looks throughout the season. And I think they should, because they got to try to do whatever they can to keep some of those guys happy on that squad.
Chris Meany from NHL.com, our guest, Kevin Karius, David Schlemko with you on Sports 1440. Wanted to slide over to Anaheim and what you thought of Beckett Seneke, Mason McTavish, and Cutter Gauthier as a line so far, Chris.
Oh, man, absolutely fantastic. The Ducks are, I think, one of the most improved teams in the league, and they kind of remind me of the Canadiens last year. Is a great mix of skill, experience, and youth, right? I mean, Cutter Gauthier, as a rookie last year, was among the leaders in 5-5 goals. Beckett Seneca is a big body that a lot of people thought the Ducks reached for in the draft. And so far, a great start for him as well. Throws his body around, not afraid to shoot the puck. And then you have Mason McTavish, who before last night was leading the team in assists. And Joel Quenneville had leaned on those three guys, though that line had played more than any other line at 5-5. And the experience that I talked about, bringing in Chris Kreider, bringing in Mikael Granlund, last year with Trouba, some leadership on the squad. You have Alex Killorn, who's won multiple cups. He's playing in a top 6 role. Troy Terry can score. This is a fun team. They're going to give up a lot. There's some questions on the blue line. Love Jackson Lacombe. Dostal, giving him the full reins with the move last year, moving on from Gibson in the offseason. So I think this is a fun team. Last year, I was looking at some of their power play numbers. It's completely unsustainable when you see a power play cooking around 40% this early in the season, but dead last year in terms of power play rate. Chris Kreider already has a couple power play goals for them. So that line in particular, really, really strong. I think 5-5 play. Cutter loves to shoot the puck. I think before last night, they had combined for nearly 30 shots, that trio. So I think there's a lot to like about Anaheim. They could flirt with a playoff spot, but just the fact that they have some of these kids, I didn't even mention Leo Carlson, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot to like about Anaheim at the moment. And I think Joel Quenneville is going to have some structure in their game, and certainly on the power play, which is just something that they really struggled last year.
I just want to follow up one more on that line before I hand it over to Schlemmer here, Chris. I don't recall a line this young. So if you want to call it the average age, call it 21, call it 2021 between the three of them. But average height and weight is like 6'2", 210 as well.
Yeah.
I don't recall. Do you?
No, like not off the top of my head with certainly a young squad like that. And McTavish may be, the smaller guy of the three, but he doesn't play that way.
No.
Like he's not afraid to go in the corners and mix it up. And yeah, I really like the makeup. And Cutter Gauthier, I thought last year bumped around from line to line and didn't really find any stability up the lineup, but he does look like he's nice chemistry there with Mason McTavish, which we saw towards the end of last season on the power play. And Seneca is a player. Like, he really is. Last year last night in our fantasy picks, rather, we had Seneca and Cutter Gauthier for a point at plus money. Both of those guys are undervalued in terms of fantasy. They're all available on the waiver wire for the most part, and time's running out. And there's value in the betting market with those players as well. And again, David, the Ducks, there's going to be some high total games when the Ducks play. It's going to be fun to watch, and they may give up a couple quality chances as well.
Well, our producer here is a huge Ducks fan, so I'm sure he's loving hearing all
Quack,
this.
quack, quack.
I mean, you should see him over. You should see him over here, Chris. His head's getting
A lot
bigger.
of reasons to be excited, right? There really are a lot of reasons to be excited.
Yeah,
I think they got three
true.
lines that can come at you in waves.
Well, if Dostal can stop the puck, they're going to make the playoffs
right.
if they play like this.
That's true. You mentioned the Habs right before we started talking about the Ducks. A lot of hype around the Habs right now. They're off to a fast start. Hughes and Gordon just got their big extensions, so all seems well in Habs land. I'm wondering, do you think they can sustain this? Some of the underlying numbers for guys like Demidov and stuff away from the puck, maybe it's not quite playoff hockey. Are you a believer in this Habs squad?
I am, and I was last year as well. After the Four Nations face-off, they were one of the teams that I thought would make the push for the playoffs, and it's even a larger sample size than that. When the calendar turned to January 1st, 2025, they were a borderline top 10 team in terms of points percentage. Suzuki was 5th in the NHL in scoring, just 2 points behind McKinnon and Austin Matthews. So that he's a bona fide superstar. I fully believe that. He's progressed over his past couple of seasons. He's been healthy. I think he's a player that finally gets to the 90-point total, and the Habs haven't had that since Vincent Damphus, in the mid 90s. They haven't had a 40-goal scorer since then either, and Cole Caulfield was just 3 away. So that top line is legit. It will carry them. Slavkovsky continues to progress. He led the Canadians in hits, so he brings that sandpaper element to that line that the Canadians need. Demidov had a good night last night. I think you temper expectations with Demidov. He was a massive favorite at, I think, 2-1 to win the Calder. Now he's a co-favorite with Schaefer just a week into the season. But you saw last night, full display his skill. The poise that he has coming in on the rush, stopping, setting up Newhook on the goal, and then the game tying goal on the power play. Like, most kids would shoot that puck in the slot. He waits a little bit, the poise to put it on his backhand, and he puts it in. So Lane Hudson, just going to continue to progress as well, winning the Calder last year. They have a nice, mix of some experience and skill as well. Like I talk about the Ducks, Brendan Gallagher, Josh Anderson, Jake Evans led the league, and Miles skated on the penalty kill last year. He's a smart two-way player. So there is a lot to like with the Canadians. They have some prospects coming up, and Jacob Fowler, Michael Haig, Pickford as well, who's lighted up for Medicine Hat. So I do fully believe in the Canadians. I think they have above average goaltending with Montembeault, and Dobich is pretty solid between the pipes, and they're coached well with St. Louis. So I think they're a playoff squad. Not a lot of people will have them as a playoff team. And I wouldn't be surprised if they flirted with like number 2 or number 3 in the Atlantic. Like I really do believe there'll be some mistakes in their game, which you alluded to, right? Like some of the underlying numbers, some of the 5-5 play. They're the youngest team in the league. So opening night against the Habs, or against the Leafs rather, I thought they outplayed them. I thought the pace of play, they checked some boxes, edge stats. They were one of the quickest teams of the Oilers and the Avs last year. But when they make mistakes, it does seem like the puck finds itself in the way in the back of the net. So those things they'll have to clean up through the year. But yeah, they're fully on their way, and these kids are only going to continue to get better. And I love the addition of Zach Bolduc as well, what he brings. And I didn't even mention Dobson. There's a lot to like with the Canadians.
One goaltending question for you, and it revolves around the Carolina Hurricanes, Chris. So you look at Kochetkov going on IR, and now a guy comes up that no one has even heard of anywhere. A guy by the name of Brandon Bussi plays, I guess, his first NHL game, right? And is this a guy that could fly under the radar and be a flyer in fantasy or whatever, if you're looking for someone that no one has ever heard of?
Andrew Hammond.
Hammond. Man, what a run that was, right? Yeah. I mean, the Senators, they were throwing hamburgers on the ice for him. It could be a situation like that, but I think ultimately, once Kochetkov is good to go and he's off IR, right, that'll probably be the end of it, right? But one thing I will say is that as good as Frederik Andersen has been over the last few years, and he has been, when you look at his numbers, they're elite in terms of goals against average and save percentage. The Carolina Hurricanes are the stingiest team at 5-5. They don't give up anything. So they let Anderson have the night off against the Sharks last night, who do give up a whole lot. And he had a good night. And
yeah, I mean,
maybe you can look at the schedule.
No big deal.
Right.
I mean,
no. That's a good first start for them. It's like, hey, we'll put you against the Sharks to give up the most rubber, out of any team in the league. We don't give up a whole lot. It's a good first game for them. But Anderson has had issues staying healthy. So, as long as Kochetkov is out and there's some back-to-backs coming up, certainly you can stream him because for the most part, Carolina, they're going to be in every single game, and maybe the ratios will be fine, and maybe you can pick up a W here and there. If you're looking for a fantasy hockey goalie, I got an under the radar type player for you, Jet Greaves. For the Columbus Blue Jackets last year, very small sample size, but when they put him between the pipes, I think he was nearly perfect. I think he had a couple shutouts. He was 5-0. The Blue Jackets just missed out on the playoff spot. He's only played 2 games. He hasn't won those 2 games, but his save percentage has been awesome. The Blue Jackets give up a lot. So if you're in one of those leagues that count for saves, you're looking for some points for saves, he's somebody to consider. I think the Blue Jackets have a tough Colorado and Tampa coming up, so some tough games on the schedule, but maybe just have them on your watch radar. And I own them in a league with saves, and I'm willing to roll them out against those 2 teams, but proceed with caution, I suppose.
Anything we're missing, Chris, fantasy-wise, edge-wise, that you maybe want to mention?
No, I don't think so. There's a couple players in terms of fantasy that I think were undrafted. Anton Lundell, they call him Baby Barkov in Florida. He's given an opportunity inside the top 6. He already has 3 power play points. He had 6 last year. Brady Tkachuk is sidelined for at least 4 weeks. So maybe a usage bump for Shane Pinto, who leads the Senators in goals and points. And he's averaging nearly 3.5 minutes on the power play. Just had over a minute last year. So some usage rate bumps for those guys. I mentioned the Wild earlier in terms of Kaprizov and Boldy, what they're doing. Marco Rossi in the middle of the ice on that line. His ownership's around 30%. He's off to a great start. And, I mentioned Schaefer, and we've talked about Demidov, Seneca, Zeev Buium, right? He's a good kid, right? From University of Denver, had a load of points for them over the past couple of years, just given an opportunity to play on that first power play. And that power play is cooking at the moment. I think they have 10 or 11 power play goals already. So Zeev Buium on the power play. And they haven't had a guy like this in Minnesota. No disrespect to Jared Spurgeon and other guys like Klingberg and that they've rolled out over the years. We're a long way away from them having a really solid guy on the blue line who could dish the puck around the way that he can. So he's interesting.
Last guy in Minnesota was Craig Hartsburg.
Oh, jeez. Wow. It's turning the clock back a little bit.
Yeah, you betcha. Hey, Chris, thanks for this. Really appreciate it. We'll talk soon. Have a good one.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. We'll talk soon. Take care.
Chris Meany, NHL.com. Edge Stats Fantasy. Check them out. Tons and tons of stuff on NHL.com. If you're in fantasy pools or whatever, this is the place to go. He's got really good information. That was back in the day.
Hartsburg.
Craig Hartsburg.
They had GM in the league.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And coach.
All right, yeah, he coached in Atlanta, right? I think that's where I remember him.
But, I mean, this is a long time ago. But Minnesota, when they were the North Stars, had a power play that was nutso. Hartsburg was on it. Brian Bellows. There was an old guy named Bobby Smith. Was really good. Steve Payne was another guy that, just they had a core group of guys. And they made it to the Stanley Cup Finals. Just ran out of steam.
No Modano yet?
Oh, way before. Yeah.
Way before.
Yeah. This is, 81, 2, 3, somewhere in there.
Gotcha.
I'll have to check the exact stats. Should mention, this is from the Chicago Blackhawks, Schlemmer. It's not good when all these come out like this. Blackhawks captain Nick Foligno is taking a brief leave of absence as his daughter undergoes follow-up surgery related to her congenital heart disease. They'll have no further comment, but I mean,
that's awful stuff.
It's just tough. And no one, a lot of fans and whatever, they don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And sometimes a player, maybe he's not having a good game or something, but something's on his mind like this.
Yeah, that could be why. Definitely. Oh, that's awful. Awful news to hear, and all the best to Nick Foligno and the family.
Did you know him or?
I don't know him personally, no.
When you were playing, did someone like have like something with their family. That
Definitely. Yeah, all the time.
It happens.
Yeah. Life happens.
Yeah. And sometimes teams announce it, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
For
sure.
Yeah. When we come back, I guess we'll go in or out with David Schlemko. Also coming up in the 10 o'clock hour, Mike Wilner from the Toronto Star on the Deep Left Field podcast. I'm not sure if Mike will get that reference. Deep. We're all in left field. Duke, do you know what that is? No. Slammer, you don't know?
No.
Well, I know Sam the Record Man doesn't know, but Josh, is there a chance that you know what that is? No. Does anyone know what deep over the wall in left field is? Send us a text, 833-401-1440. It's Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne and David Schlemko on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're streaming on YouTube and X.
You'll see us digging holes. No, we're not looking for buried treasure. You'll see us digging trenches as well. And no, we're not building a fort. We're GS Construction, and you'll see us in neighborhoods throughout the Edmonton area. So what are we doing? GS Construction provides rehabilitation and upgrade services to Edmonton and surrounding communities. Some of our underground utilities have served us for years and are past their useful lives. We replace them, so they're around for years to come. Find out more at gsconstruction.ca.
Wondering what you can afford? Let Go Auto do the math with our free car loan calculator. No pressure, no awkward convos, just quick answers on your budget and payments. Bad credit? No credit? We got you. Text CHECK to 780-777-7777. That's CHECK to 780 all 7. Find out what you qualify for and start shopping with confidence. Go Auto. Drive what you love with payments that make sense.
The job won't wait. Why should you? At AWS Welding Supplies and Repairs, conveniently located in Nisku, we've got everything you need to get it done. From product sales to servicing and calibrating machines, we're your one-stop shop. We're a proud, locally owned and operated business, committed to serving our community with a proven track record of customer service. Don't let a broken tool slow you down. We offer fast repairs and free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton. AWS Welding. We make it happen.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. I'm super excited to tell you today that we have fed over 250 families so far with our Feed 500 Families event. With that said, we are still short of our goal. We have decided to continue this on through to the end of October. With your help and your support, we can get this done. Please stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
At Fountain Tire, we're fluent in saving you money. Fluent? Yes, we've mastered the language of deals. Like right now, you can save up to 25% off select tires and up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires. Plus, $50 off $150 service when you buy those tires. All until October 18th. I'm sorry, I don't speak deals. Spend less, save more when you buy round black things from us. Oh, got it. Restrictions apply. Book your appointment online today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. I'm super excited to tell you today that we have fed over 250 families so far with our Feed 500 Families event. With that said, we are still short of our goal. We have decided to continue this on through to the end of October. With your help and your support, we can get this done. Please stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Prostate cancer affects 1 in 6 men in Alberta, and this November we're fighting back. Every dollar raised fuels early detection and life-saving support. Donate today for the men in our province. Visit keepitinalberta.ca to start your fundraiser or donate today.
The Lawnmower Hospital.
Step into fall with Husqvarna and the Lawnmower Hospital. Husqvarna has chainsaws for the homeowner, farmer, rancher, or professional available in battery or gas-powered models. Take care of leaves quickly with the power of Husqvarna blowers. You'll find it all at the Lawnmower Hospital, and you can see the full selection at lawnmowerhosp.com.
We're more than repairs. We're more than mowers. The Lawnmower Hospital.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 9:48 in Edmonton. Couple of texts coming in, 833-401-1440 about that little phrase, deep over the wall in left field. That is Vanneral Wright, who used to work on CNN. This was before all of the sports highlight shows started coming. CNN was the best late night sports show going, bar none. They had Vanneral, they had Nick Charles, Fred Hickman. Oliver Steve texts in, said he's a golf caddy now, travels around in his motorhome caddying at golf courses.
So if you're under 60, don't feel bad that you didn't catch that one.
Yes, I mean, Ryan had the same one, but I mean, this is a guy that's, people know who Chris Berman is.
Fair.
Vanneral Wright he doesn't have the cachet or the longevity or,
that was
Chris Berman.
That was actually going to be my guess.
Oh, really?
Back.
Yeah. Hot Salsa and Noel Rinsky talked about the stars that I was mentioning. Dino Cicerelli, Neil Broughton.
Dino.
I mean, those teams, like, again, Bobby Smith had 114 points. Cicerelli had 106. Broughton had 98. Payne, 78. Hartsburg, 77 back in 81, 82. And this is the Oilers and Stars, when they played each other, it was like
9-7.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, that's great.
It was wild. Sam, are you ready? Time now for Are You In or Out?
Okay. You know what? Moving too fast. Bottom line. Are you in or you out?
In or out of what?
No time for questions. Just action. In or out.
Well, then I'm out.
I'm sorry, Jet. Actually, you're already in.
Are you in or are you out?
On Sports 1440.
I thought you would go, I'm in, Bob. We would have had a really cool moment, but you kind of ruined the whole thing.
All right, Duke. Letterbuck.
Oilers winning their first road game of the season, a perfect 1-for-1 batting average so far, 2-0 from MSG in New York City. Stu Skinner pitching a 30-save shutout. Not sure what the scripted game plan would have been for the goaltending options on this road trip, but a back-to-back over the weekend with a couple days off in between. I'm thinking you go back to Stuart Skinner tomorrow night against the Islanders.
Wow. We talked about this off the top of the show, and just the fact that you mentioned it, Duke, the scripted plan moving into the regular season. So according to Coach Knobloch, it was Stu for Calgary and it was Cal Pickard for Vancouver. Assuming then it was Stu going back for the Rangers. So you never know what this guy's thinking sometimes.
It's true.
You would think when your goalie pitches a shutout and he's the sole reason you won the game, you'd go back to him.
He sure would.
There's going to be a split on the weekend for sure, right? So
yeah,
afternoon games.
Yeah.
Both in New Jersey and Detroit, but I think I'm probably going back with Stu tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer for me. You got to ride the hot hand.
Yeah.
I mean, he was unbelievable. They could have lost that game 6-1 last night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no-brainer. I'm going back to Stu.
You don't think, like I said, this is maybe like leaving for the road trip. Chris Knobloch sat down with his two goaltenders. Said, all right, these are how many games we have to play on the road. We come back home for a quick one and then back out again. This is who is playing.
Audible.
I agree. I think you can change it, but is that in Chris Knobloch's nature?
I don't know.
He's never been afraid to change anything from what I've seen.
And he's never been afraid to just say this was the plan. So if this were the plan, hear me out here, Slimmer. If he goes to Cal Pickard tomorrow, okay, then you're going Stu on Saturday in New Jersey, going back to Cal in Detroit the next day. And then on the Tuesday you got Ottawa, you're going back to Stu. So it's just back.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't see the plan being giving Cal 2 out of the 5 games when he already got Vancouver. I don't know.
I'm with you. I know so many listeners and texters, they clamor to see more Cal Pickard. And he is a very reliable and pretty rock solid backup goaltender. But do you want him playing 35 to 41 games? I don't think I would. Stuart Skinner's your starter, and fluctuations, yes, there's sometimes a little that's left to be desired, but he just pitched a shutout, made 30 stops. I'm if he's hot, right? If he doesn't play well in our against the Islanders, then maybe you go back to the reverting to the scripted play. Like, I'm not saying go back to back with him, Jersey and Detroit over the weekend, but like, he's your starting goaltender. Play him like a starting goaltender.
Yeah. So you could go,
and he's 15 pounds lighter.
So go Stu tomorrow, then Cal, then Stu.
I'd give Cal one of those.
He gets one of them.
Yeah, one of the.
I'm probably playing him the matinee on Sunday. I'm going Stu again Saturday against Jersey too. Yeah. As long as he plays,
they're both
good
matinees,
tomorrow.
I think.
Both of them.
Oh yeah, you're right. 1:30 on Saturday. Right, you are.
The other thing too is, when they come home, they got the one game, then they got the back-to-back again the following weekend.
So then Cal's probably going to get one of those too.
Yeah, in Seattle and Vancouver. So
Cal probably plays in Seattle Saturday night.
Yeah,
I think that's very likely. Rest of the Oilers lineup last night, solid if unspectacular effort for the vast majority. Jake Wallman expected to be back tomorrow on Long Island to accommodate roster move. He's coming off IR. They have too many bodies. I think Ike Howard is headed to SoCal and playing in Bakersfield.
Go ahead, Schlemmer. We talked about this in the break.
Yeah. For me, that's another no-brainer. You can tell like the kid's got some confidence, but right now he doesn't know how to play like a pro. It's just a couple examples last night. I think one was in the third period. He's coming in with the puck like 1-on-3, 1-on-4. The rest of the line's changing. A good pro is gonna find a way to get that deep or hang on to the puck and wait for his line mates to
muddle
get out
around
there.
In the corner,
right? And instead he tries like some spinorama move, 1-on-4, turns it over. It's back in the Oilers' end before his line mates even get on the ice. It's just little. That's just one example, but it's just little things like that. He's got to go down and learn the game a little bit.
There was that time in the third period, both Savoy and Ike were on the ice at the same time. And I was like, oh boy, this isn't. It's not what
it's
you
not
want.
the matchup we're looking for.
Exactly. So, yeah, I've been saying this for several.
Well, it goes back to the signing of Roslovic in the middle of last week's opener, where I thought at the time I was like, okay, well, sorry, Noah Philp, but hopefully you clear waivers and you go down. But it's been 3 games. Ike Howard has not played more than 10.5 minutes in any single contest. Playing on fourth line, it's not like his line mates are bumpers and grinders and plug players, but this is a skill player. Go get some confidence. Like Schlemmer said, learn some of the pro aspects a little bit more and just play 18, 20 minutes a night with Bakersfield. You got a taste, met all your teammates here in the big league level.
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with saying it's not a demotion. It's a demotion by definition. But he's a first-year pro.
He's this year's Matt Savoy from last year.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what it is.
Yep.
And the other, if you look at, say, a guy like David Tomashik, I don't know if you could say there's a forward right now that is driving and taking the puck harder to the net than Tomashik.
I've been really impressed with Tomashik.
Yeah.
Really impressed.
And then the other benefit with Howard, he is one of 2 forwards you have that don't have to go through waivers. And comparing him to Matt Savoy at this stage, it's kind of night and day in how they can play the 200-foot game and kind of a complete level of hockey.
Big difference in trust.
Big time. Very much so.
Circle of trust, Duke.
Circle of trust. Cone of silence. Circle of trust.
You like that?
I really liked the cone of silence reference. Absolutely, I did. And you're probably referring more to the original series.
Oh yes, baby.
Whereas I am a huge fan of the Steve Carell movie remake.
Yeah,
it might be one of the more underrated comedies of my lifetime. It is such a funny movie. It's so good.
Yeah.
Elsewhere around the NHL, we're a week into the regular season. Some teams have played 5 games, like the Rangers. Others, like the Oilers, just 3 to date. And unfortunately, the biggest surprise of the season through the first week is absolutely nothing. I think there is not a lot jumping off the board. There's no incredible storylines. Maybe Matthew Schaefer and how well he's played. We talked about him with Chris, but like, this is the number 1 overall pick. I really don't think it should be that surprising on that Islanders team that he's playing this much and having some success. So I look across the scoring leaders, I look across the standings, and nothing really jumps out to me here 1 week in.
Really? What jumps out to me is the Ducks at 2-1.
He's not surprised by that.
What do you mean, Schlemmer? Did I not predict last week the Ducks would be in the West Conference Final? Maybe.
I think you might have.
They were my honorable mention team. Honorable mention team outside of Dallas and Edmonton. So
No,
I'm not surprised
all
at all.
seriousness, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm. I was looking this morning. I knew we had an NHL guy coming on, and you're looking at something in the NHL to jump out at you, and there's not too much. So I'll be in with you.
It's hard. Again, when you look at the standings and you look at the like Kaprizov's leading.
Kaprizov and Eichel top the
tied,
like
yeah.
these are two guys that just got paid tens of millions of dollars. I'd hope they're leading the league in scoring.
Yeah, that's not supposed to be a surprise.
It's not a surprise either. Like Calgary probably should be 0-4. They're 1-3 right now.
True.
Probably should be.
They shouldn't have won that Oiler game.
No.
Yeah.
So is it a surprise? Probably not. Some people, I think Elliot Friedman had Calgary making the playoffs. I don't know where that's coming from, but yeah, I'm going to be with you, Duke. It's just, and again, small sample size. We're a weekend.
And like I said, some teams have only played 3 games, so it is super, super small, about as small as you can get at this stage. But it's funny because usually, even in 1 week, 3 to 5 games, there's something. They're like, oh my God, this team's 5-0, or so. It's like the teams that are undefeated so far: Colorado 3-0-1, Dallas 3-0. Yeah, those are teams we expected to be in that realm at this stage of the season. So.
Or even off ice, just like
nothing
something stupid, like nothing.
Nothing buzzing around just yet. Hopefully to come. Switching over to the MLB postseason, Blue Jays in Seattle tonight, trailing 2-0 in the American League Championship Series. Kevin and I talked a little bit about Shane Bieber yesterday and what he's going to need to do on the mound to give his team a chance to win. I'm a little higher on the outcome probability for Bieber than Kevin is, but over the offense, the team needs to get some sticks going. Picking out one player of the Blue Jays lineup that needs to step up and perform better than they have. I'm not even just going to say in this series, in the postseason so far. Vladdy was great in the DS, been a bit of a no-show so far against Seattle, but I'm going to go one more spot down on the order, and it's Addison Barger.
Ooh, this is a tough one. I mean, and you're talking playoffs as a whole.
Like this, somebody needs to step up here, and a lot of different guys have had their moments to date. I don't really think Addison Barger has.
This is a question I'm going to ask Mike Wilner too, coming up at 10:20. Would you move Alejandro Kirk up? We talked about it yesterday. What that does though, because right now you're going righty, lefty, righty, lefty. If you move Kirk up, then you're going righty, righty with Guerrero and Kirk back to back. That could come into play if you're thinking about changing that. Barger is, if you're going to say one guy, I'll go, yeah. And again, it's a left-handed power. He's probably, Varsho, with you count as at bats and home runs and power. Varsho's ahead of Barger this year. But Barger's a guy that they got to look to take it up here. So I'm going to go in out of all the batters. I think Santander is going to play tonight.
In the field or DH?
I think he's going to play in the field. We'll see what Wilner says.
Yeah.
But if his back is okay, I think he's playing in the field.
You better.
They
back
need
tightness. Like, come on, man. You're playing to get to the World Series.
He's a switch hitter.
Great point.
Like, that's, I don't know, a different sport, I guess.
I guess.
That's crazy to me.
Isn't that real? Yeah.
Like,
back tightness.
He left the game with lower back tightness. Like, that's insane to me. But whatever. Anyways, you know what? Barger's got to get going, but for me, I'm going to be out. I think it's got to be Vladdy, man. And I know he was great against the Yankees, but does he even have a hit in the first 2 games? Over. He's not only their best player, but he's kind of like the heartbeat of the team too. Like when he's going, everybody's up and excited and going. And I think if Vladdy gets going, the Jays get going.
And we don't know how these next 2 nights are going to go. Obviously, I think the vast, if not overwhelming majority of people across Canada are rooting for the Jays here to at least make a series of it. But the absence of Bo Bichette is so evident in games like this because he can hit for power, but it's more about the fact that like he can just get balls and play. And we've talked about it ad nauseum. How do the Jays win games? More often than not, they manufacture runs.
Mhm.
And if you got guys in front of him like Nathan Lucas, who's had a great couple games here, getting on base, the guys behind him just have to find a way to drive him in and score runs. A guy like Barger, yes, his MO is power, but at some point, you just gotta stop striking out, hitting fly balls to mid-range center field. And you got to just get the ball on the ground and drive some runs. And Bo Bichette is the best on the team at that, and he's absent. So
yeah, they miss him.
Miss him big time. He's the best hitter on the team. It's just not reinventing the wheel here by saying that. Finally, we are in post Thanksgiving. I know it was technically yesterday, but I had Thanksgiving dinner last night. So officially for the show, post Thanksgiving, pre-Christmas window of the calendar. This is a long stretch. There's no, I mean, we have Remembrance Day as a holiday, but it's not a holiday where we're usually gathering in large groups. Some people take it off work, others don't.
But you celebrate American Thanksgiving.
I come to work.
Yeah.
So my point here being, all NBA tips off next week, October 21st.
Yeah.
We're going to have all 4 major sports on at the same time. This is the chance of the year for the sports equinox. College football's rolling. College basketball had their media days this week for all their respective conferences. From a sports perspective, it seems good. But it's also early season for all these sports. Maybe say the NFL we're into midseason. I think this window of the year is actually the worst. This is the worst stretch of the calendar from Thanksgiving, Canadian Thanksgiving to Christmas.
I think it's the best.
I don't know.
The best.
Well, what more do you want?
I'd rather take like playoff hockey, playoff basketball, and the beginning of the MLB season, like spring, hope springs eternal. Even if you're a White Sox or an Athletics fan, you're like, we could do it this year. We could make it around the playoffs. Flip that, where it's the beginning of the hockey, basketball, and mid football seasons. I love playoff baseball so much, but I'd rather have it the other way around.
I'll agree with you on that. Like the spring's way better, but for me, it's not even close. The worst part of the year is like the dog days of winter, man. Like between like January and like, I don't know, end of March, right before like spring break, and starts getting nice. That feels like it's like a 6 months stretch for me.
Thing though is that changes this year because the Olympics and Olympic hockey.
Oh, that's a good
through February and like,
right?
January into the start of February, obviously NFL playoffs, the Super Bowl, March Madness shortly thereafter, something that like fills the March calendar, which, like you said, Schlemmer, it's kind of post NHL trade deadline. Every team's still kind of figuring things out in the home stretch towards the playoffs. It's tough, but
in March though, like January, February is pretty
it's tough.
It's pretty.
I'll still be out.
But my birthday's in January.
Oh, well, that changes everything.
I'll still be out. I just think because for one, we're such hockey heavy here.
Yeah.
So
so outside of the world of sports though, like
you still got Christmas to look forward to.
We're still golfing.
Weather's getting colder.
We're still golfing. We're not golfing at the time you're talking about.
4 more days. We can be golfing in April. We've done that 100 times.
Barely.
So
not April 1st.
Like that's run out. And like to tell you, like if you're working a standard 9 to 5 type job, like this is, what are we talking? Almost 2 full months, and it's just nonstop. There's no holidays. There's no days off here built into the calendar, which almost every other time of the year you can't really say that.
What do you want it to be? What is that? July 9th?
Yeah,
the darkest day in sports.
Dark. Yeah,
that's when the ESPYs are on. What is it? The Wednesday?
Well, I think it depends
Thursday.
on how they schedule it, but
Wednesday,
it's
Thursday.
Yeah, around the All-Star game.
Yeah, because home run derby's Monday.
Yeah,
All-Star game's Tuesday. Then Wednesday, Thursday are the dark days.
Dark days.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. And listen,
well, remember,
I'm going on a holiday here in 10 days, so no skin off my back. But not everybody gets the same luxury. Sometimes you're back to the grindstone after a summer off or something. You used up all your holidays.
Well, I was just saying this to my wife last night. Actually, we're booking our spring break trip or whatever. And I would rather go in like end of January, start of February. Like that's when you're like super depressed. Yep. It's like the darkest days of winter.
That's when the trip is this year.
And time change is coming up here in another couple weeks too.
Yeah, November 4th or 5th. Yeah,
whatever that weekend is. Yeah,
I agree though, Schlemmer. I think and again, because NHL is going to be taking the 2-week plus break.
Oh yeah, that too.
So I think the first little bit of the Olympics right in there, like that first bit of February.
That's
come back and make sure you're back for the Olympic hockey.
Love it.
Jerry L says there needs to be a holiday in June. Well, I'm all for that.
Yeah.
But it's the summertime.
Why not?
Yet.
I mean, because you got the May long, Duke.
Yeah.
And then you got to wait all the way till July the 1st.
I suppose.
Why not one more in
But
June?
that's 1 month because May long's at the end of May. Second last weekend of May, usually, right? Like you're talking a month. We're at 2 solid months here. It's getting colder, it's getting darker. The amount of daylight we have here in Edmonton's like 6 hours.
Yeah, it's about to start getting real depressing around here.
But the Oilers.
But
Everyone
the-
remain positive on the Oilers.
Good stuff. Coming up at 10:20, Mike Wilner from the Toronto Star and the Deep Left Field podcast. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by AWS Welding Supplies in Nisku. Product sales, servicing, calibrating, and free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, to Nisku, even South Edmonton. Your one-stop shop for all things welding, awswelding.ca. Here is Sam, the record man.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Four games on the NHL slate today as the Flames head to Utah to take on the Mammoth. Senators and Sabres facing off in Buffalo. Blackhawks and Blues go head-to-head in St. Louis, and the Red Wings host the Panthers. Off the ice, the Blackhawks have announced that their captain, Nick Foligno, will take a leave of absence as his daughter undergoes follow-up surgery related to her congenital heart disease. Blue Jays heading to Seattle tonight for Game 3 of their series against the Mariners, with Shane Bieber to start for the Blue Jays, first pitch at 6. NBA preseason continuing tonight as the Grizzlies and Hornets face off. Raptors and Celtics take the court, and both LA teams with games tonight as the Clippers play the Kings and the Lakers go against the Mavericks. Coming up next on the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Mike Wilner from the Toronto Star and Deep Left Field podcast. And this has been your Sports 1440 update with Sam Wilness.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. I'm super excited to tell you today that we have fed over 250 families so far with our Feed 500 Families event. With that said, we are still short of our goal. We have decided to continue this on through to the end of October. With your help and your support, we can get this done. Please stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
Fountain Tire. Get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Is your company drowning in paperwork and administrative tasks? Do you need more data to make better decisions? Nectar.io is your company's all-in-one solution for fleet and materials management, safety, time cards, and GIS-based project management. Now is the time to capture and transform field, site, and shop data into boardroom-level business intelligence, all with one login. Visit Nectar.io to book a demo today. Nectar.io, your business made better.
Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
For all things golf carts, it's the Golf Cart People. Their certified techs provide expert service from maintenance to custom upgrades. Customers can explore the sales floor for new and used Club Car, Yamaha, and E-Z-Go models. The Golf Cart People stock a wide variety of parts and accessories to keep every ride in top shape and offer convenient rentals for tournaments, weddings, and festivals. Trusted for sales, service, parts, accessories, and rentals since 1997. Visit the Golf Cart People at golfcartpeople.com. Your complete golf cart solution.
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 Triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the two best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 10:13 in Edmonton. Quick little segment before we get to Mike Wilner. Got to mention, we're going to have Brad Gushu on Friday, 10 o'clock. The Grand Slam of Curling is underway at Silent Ice Center in Nisku. You've been at that facility, isn't it?
I haven't,
wonderful?
actually.
You haven't?
I've only heard about it.
I thought for sure that you would have been out there with, whatever.
Never dabbled into the JPHL or the HSL. I think that's mostly kind of games played out there.
Yeah. Gushu beat Hesley last night in his first draw of the Grand Slam of Curling Co-op Tour Challenge in Nisku. Last night, 7-4. Draws are underway already today, starting at 8:30. Reed Carruthers, probably the feature game. Schwaller also on the ice. Gushu's playing later today at 4 o'clock up against Kleider. So we'll keep an eye on the Grand Slam of Curling event there as the week progresses. Matthew Schaefer, we're going to see him tomorrow. I'll be honest, and I told Duke, I said, I wasn't sure if this guy was ready to play this year.
Oh, me neither. He barely played last year.
Yeah.
It's really impressive.
But even like what Chris Meany said, his burst speed, acceleration, it's up there with McDavid.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen him back check.
I was going to say, you've seen those couple back checking clips online. He's got another level.
18. At some point, it's going to be game 8, game 9, 10. That rush, that adrenaline that you're in the NHL is going to come. It's going to dissipate.
A little bit, yeah.
What happens at that point?
Well, I think I think it helps him that he comes from Major Junior, where he played more games in his schedule. It's obviously going to hurt him that he missed a lot of last year. But I do think that, having Patrick Waugh as a former player, as a coach, and having those other veterans around will help him out to kind of stick with the process. And, it's just learning daily how to be a pro and what to do and what to eat, what to put in your body, the rest you need, all that boring stuff no one really cares to hear about. But that's what you have to learn to be a good pro.
Islanders are 0-3 to start the season, too. They're 0-3.
Yep.
Buffalo's 0-3.
Buffalo's a mess.
Oh. We talked about it with Frank yesterday. What are you
going to do out there?
I mean, I have no clue. Frank didn't have an answer either.
Yeah. It's a lot of years.
It's crazy. When we come back, Mike Wilner from the Toronto Star and Deep Left Field podcast covers the Blue Jays. It's game number 3 of the ALCS tonight in Seattle. He'll be with us right after the break. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, and David Schlemko on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. And we're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
This hockey season, before every game, check out the pregame show with Andrew Walker on Sports 1440. It's brought to you by Titan Supply, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca.
At Cougar Paint and Collision, Eileen's no stranger to a little friendly competition.
Graham's a big, tough biker-looking guy, and one of the things that amazes me is how many little old ladies come in and talk to Graham and ask for his advice. Women bring in baking all the time.
Yeah, they bring cookies and pies and all that stuff.
And one lady even brought him a plant.
When life's auto accidents happen, trust Cougar to put her right. No baking or plants required.
Cougar Paint and Collision, our family helping your family.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique family-owned independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
Monopoly Double Play is back at McDonald's. So let's practice winning. You just won 25 grand. And go.
Yes!
I said 25 grand.
That's what I'm talking about! Yeah!
Much better. Okay, now you just won a brand new Chevrolet Corvette. I think she just fainted. Impressive. Feel like a winner on pack and in-app. Monopoly Double Play is back. While supplies last, 1 in 5 chances to win game piece prizes at outset. Chances to win draw prizes depend on number of entries in each draw. Cash prizes payable by e-transfer. See rules in-app.
Top quality flooring, locally owned, and Canadian products from Beaulieu. Yeah, that's CFI.
CFI what?
No, CFI, Custom Floors Inc.
From free estimate to professional installation, contact Custom Floors Inc. at customfloorsinc.ca.
Wing Wednesday at First Round. Whether you're coming for the first round, the last round, or a few rounds in between, they've got you covered. With half-price wings every Wednesday night. Half-price wings. Over 35 delicious flavors like Cajun salt and pepper, maple bacon, and Inferno wings. Now half price every Wednesday night. Wash them down with a cold pint of Canadian or Coors Light for only $5.75. Half price Wing Wednesdays at First Round in West End and now downtown. First Round, burgers, beer, sports.
Listen up, because you're not going to want to miss this. Right now is your chance to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
When it comes to choosing a hair clinic, the difference is in the doctor.
I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. Transforming how you feel about yourself is a very personal experience, and I'll work directly with you every step of the way.
Physicians come from all over the world to learn from Dr. Elliott.
When your personal goal is to help other people achieve theirs, you must deeply understand the latest treatments.
Want to feel confident and comfortable? The difference is in the doctor.
I'm Dr. Vance Elliott at drvanceelliott.com.
Hey there, this is your wake-up call. It's time to change to your winter tires. Unless you want to be sliding and swerving around icy roads like you're some kind of dummy, head to Big Toy Shop and get it done right for a great price. We won't lie to you, inflate your bill, or waste your time. Time to change your tires. Big Toy Shop, 8315 Argyle Road. 780-298-2790.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 10:21 in Edmonton. Time now for the game of the day, brought to you by St. Albert Dodge, where 2025 Jeep Wrangler 1500s have 0% financing for up to 72 months. Great selection with all the new colors. The Sport, Willys, Sahara, even the Rubicons are on the lot at St. Albert Dodge as we welcome back Mike Wilner from the Toronto Star and the Deep Left Field podcast. Morning, Mike, with Kevin Karius and the former NHLer David Schlemko. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me.
Hey, before we get to things, Mike, I've been promoting you all morning. And when I say the Deep Left Field podcast, I've been going the Deep Over the Wall in Left Field podcast. No one in the studio here, the younger generation, gets it. I'm sure you do, though, Mike, don't you?
I mean, maybe if it was a little better of an impression. But sure, why not?
It's the best I got. That's my best Van Earl Wright I could give you, man.
Van Earl Wright was something else back in the day. But the podcast is called Deep Left Field, not only because that's where the press box is at Rogers Center, unfortunately. Because in most other ballparks, it's behind home plate. But also because that was one of the big parts of Tom Cheek's, not that Tom Cheek had a home run call, but the great Jays broadcaster for the first 27 years of the franchise. But you heard it from him a lot. You hear it from Dan Shulman a lot because like Dan, or like me, Dan grew up listening to Tom as well. So, paying a little homage there.
Very good. And I just had to throw that in there. Thanks, Mike, for bearing with us. What's the atmosphere like in Seattle right now? And what are your expectations for the atmosphere tonight compared to a regular season game?
I really don't know. I'm kind of looking forward to what the split of the crowd is, because there's no chance that in the playoffs, in the ALCS for the first time since 2001, that Mariners fans are going to be nonchalant enough to allow Blue Jays fans to buy up half the seats or 2/3 of the seats in the place like they do in the regular season. I wonder too, with the trade war and with all the, the 51st state crap coming back up again and again, how many Canadians that normally would make the trip are not going to this time. But at the same time, you hear a lot of people in BC saying, look, it's the ALCS, the third time in 32 years that the Jays have gotten this far. So this is special. So I'm looking forward to seeing how much blue there is, how much Blue Jays blue as opposed to Mariners blue there is in the stands when this game gets going tonight.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The Jays obviously got to get the bats going. I'm looking at Vladdy Jr. He's great in the first round. This round, not so much. I guess, have you noticed a pattern in the way they've pitched him or anything that they've been able to just really essentially shut him down?
They've been able to shut everybody down, really. I mean, Vlad did put the team on his back in the first round, but Ernie Clement hit 643 in the first round, and Dalton Varsho had an OPS of 1400, and David Schneider's was 1000. And, they scored 34 runs in 4 games, and now they've scored 4 in 2 games. And it's easy to try to get caught overthinking 2 games, because really it's 2 games. And we've seen this in 2 games from the Jays multiple times this season. Seattle's got really good pitching. Bryce Miller had a fantastic game. This guy's quite good, even though he had a pretty bad year this year. He was outstanding the last couple. And Logan Gilbert's really good. And now tonight it's George Kirby who's really good. So the Blue Jays aren't getting a break, but they have done really well against top flight pitchers this season. We saw it specifically against the Yankees series, in the Yankees series, when they had to deal with Max Fried and Carlos Rodon and Cam Schlittler, and they had really no problem. So I think it's just a 2-game thing. This was the best team in the major leagues in batting average this year and in on-base percentage. I think they were second in runs per game in the American League. And Vlad, Addison Barger, Alejandro Kirk, and Dalton Varsho, the 3, 4, 5, 6 hitters, are 1 for 27 so far in the 2 series, in the 2 games. I don't think there's any magic to it. I really just think, they're good pitchers, but the Jays have hit good pitchers all year. They've just had a couple of really crappy games.
Yeah. Mike Wilner with us from the Toronto Star Deep Left Field podcast for tonight. What will we see, do you think, out of Shane Bieber, Mike?
Hopefully better than what we saw in New York. Bieber's a unique case, right? Because he's also a really, really good pitcher, but he's now just barely 18 months removed from Tommy John surgery. And the usual return of a pitcher is 12 to 18 months to just get back and 2 years to finally be themselves. And he's looked awfully good all year long until that start in New York. And generally, and I've kind of been waiting for a start like that. I thought maybe he was going to defy the odds and just be great from 16 months out. Nobody does that. Everybody has a clunker. And he had his. And he talked about how he just wasn't as sharp as he usually is. And that's one of the things, right? Command's the last thing to come off of Tommy John. So hopefully for the Blue Jays, that was Shane Bieber's post-surgery clunker. And tonight he'll be able to be back doing the things that he was doing for most of September. But really, it's on the offense. I don't think Shane Bieber's going to put him in a huge hole early or anything like that. I think this team needs to hit, and that's what it's done all year. It looked at the beginning of the season like they were trying to put together a team that was going to win games 1-0 or even 0-0 because of they're so defense first. But then all of a sudden, everybody started to hit, and everybody kept hitting all year. They just need to score 4 or 5 runs, and they'll be fine. And, Bieber should give them a very good chance to do that, but they got to do it.
All right. So looking ahead to game 4, Max Scherzer, does he have any magic left to go and throw a gem for the Jays, or what do you expect to see out of him?
We're going to find out, right? I hope so. It's hard to imagine, but I hope so. He hasn't pitched in nearly 3 weeks. And maybe that's what, a 41-year-old needs for a break when things haven't been going well.
Yeah.
But that's what they're counting on, I think. And, I think they feel like, give us everything you have. And if it's everything you have over 3 or 4 innings, that's fine. But just, empty the tank in this one game because we need you. And hopefully, Max Scherzer knows how to pitch. There's no question about that. And Max Scherzer understands the situation in which he's going to be pitching tomorrow night, whether it's for the Blue Jays playoff lives or in an attempt to tie up the series. He knows what he's doing. The question is, can he execute it? And I think they're just going to ask him to do as much as he can for as long as he can, even if as long as he can is only getting him 10 or 11 outs.
Mike Wilner from the Toronto Star and Deep Left Field podcast, our guest on the Kevin Karius Show with David Schlemko. Where's the headspace of this team right now, Mike? You heard the comments yesterday from Schneider, even guys like Jeff Hoffman, who's been in this situation before, albeit on the other side, trailing 2-0 with Arizona and Philadelphia. But, the comments yesterday, everyone's really positive. And I mean, they have to portray that, but where do you think this team's at right now, the mindset of it?
Yeah, I think they're right there, and Hoffman was on the Phillies in 2023 when they were up 2-0 and they wound up losing. And that's sort of a lesson learned. And I tried to get him to talk about what led to that Arizona comeback. The difference is those Phillies were up 2-0, having won both games at home, whereas the Mariners are up 2-0, having won both games on the road. It's a little different there. But I think, the attitude is the same as the attitude's been all year, the same as the attitude was when, they went into their last 4 games of the season, having just blown a 6.5 game lead in the division by losing 6 out of 7 games and only scoring 1 run or less in all 6 of those losses. They were, well, here we are. We're still in a good spot. This team can hit. This is a really good team. We'll be fine. Obviously, the clock's ticking here, and at those other points in time, there has been a lot of runway for them to turn things around, and there is not a lot of runway for them to turn things around now. But they sound the same. They're it wasn't like a funeral in there after game 2, and it wasn't like a funeral in there yesterday when they were working out ahead of game 3. This is just a very matter-of-fact group, and they understand what's required, and they believe that they can do it. Whether they can or can't, we'll find out, but they certainly believe that they can.
When you look at that Mariners lineup, and you can talk about Raleigh, you can talk about the year he had. Rodriguez is, one of the best young, complete players, and Naylor and Suarez coming over. But what if you were to say that Jorge Polanco is almost the heartbeat of this offensive lineman right now? What would you say about that, Mike?
I genuinely don't know enough about what's going on with the Mariners to make to say yes or no to that. I know that Jorge Polanco's had a hell of a postseason, and he drove in the go-ahead run, what proved to be the winning run in each of the first 2 games, and he's not the guy you would expect to see sitting in the 4-hole in this lineup, but he's had a great year and a great playoff. And so, maybe like Julio Rodriguez, I think was 0 for 14 or 0 for 15 coming into this series. And he hit the big 3-run homer in game 2, and he had a couple of big hits in game 1. The Mariners offense is a good offense. There's a reason the Seattle Mariners are where they are, right? I don't know if Jorge Polanco is the heartbeat of the team. I'm not expert enough on this ball club to speak to that, but I do know that, when you get to this point where there are only 4 teams left, the 4 teams that are left are all really good and can all do terrific things. So, there's no easy mark at this point of the postseason, or really at any point of the postseason. And as much as Blue Jays fans and players believe that their team is special and unique and close and destined for great things, the Mariners believe exactly the same thing. Mm-hmm. The Brewers believe exactly the same thing, and so do the Dodgers. And, out of the 12 teams that make the playoffs, 11 of them don't go home happy. And out of the 4 teams that are at this point, 3 of them aren't going to go home happy either. Mm-hmm. And they've all got a great story.
So, Mike, how important would you say it is for the Jays to have a good start tonight? Maybe play with the lead. I don't know if they've had the lead since the leadoff homer by Springer. I don't know. I was a hockey guy. Maybe it's not as important, but do you feel that it's important for the Jays to get off to a good start and play with the lead tonight?
I mean, it's different. You can do different things with the lead, and obviously you feel a little bit more comfortable when you have the lead, but the difference, the difference between baseball and hockey, obviously, is that there are things you can do defensively when you've got the lead in a hockey game.
Right.
And in baseball, the other team gets 27 outs no matter what you do, and you get your 27 outs no matter what they do too. You can't win a battle in the corner for possession or anything like that. But it's a they get their turn sport and you get your turn sport, as opposed to hockey where you can, control the puck enough to make sure that they don't get their turn that much.
Sure. I guess I mean more from like a mental standpoint of always chasing.
Yeah, there's, it's much easier, right, to not be chasing, but that can change in a heartbeat too. Like this, the Blue Jays had that lead on the Springer homer to start the series, and they were still leading game one in the sixth inning when Cal Raleigh hit the homer off of Gavin Gosman to tie it. And in game two, they chased right away because Julio Rodriguez hit the 3-run homer before Trey Savage even recorded an out.
Yeah, right.
But they had caught up by the second inning, and the game was tied going into the fifth. So it would be great to see them score 5 the first inning. I think that's unrealistic. And even in the Yankees series, when they ran out to that 12-0 lead in game 2, the Yankees managed to get 7 back and get people a little bit nervous. So I don't think there's any point at which you can sort of relax in this atmosphere at all. But obviously, having the lead's way better than not having it.
Yeah, for sure. Mike, as always, great stuff. And by the way, hey, if you were heading down to the Pike Place Fish Market today in Seattle, and you were going to catch a Chinook, a sockeye, maybe a coho salmon, all-time Blue Jay throwing you that salmon, who would be your all-time Blue Jay throwing you a salmon that you're going to catch at the Pike Place Fish Market?
Like for accuracy? Or
you got to catch it, man. I don't care. Heat, accuracy, lobbing it, whatever.
Wow, that's a really good question. I think for heat, it would be either. I mean, there are 4 outstanding right field arms in Blue Jays history. Yeah. So it would be Jesse Barfield or Mark Whitten or Jose Bautista or Addison Barger.
Yeah. Even on the hill, maybe would you think, I'd love to have Doc Holliday there just for one last toss or something.
I don't want to catch a Chinook from him though. Explode on me. I'm going to go with John McDonald. Every throw John McDonald made was right at the chest and perfect and not too hard that the fish would blow up into a million pieces when I caught it.
Well, head down there. Maybe someone's going to rifle one at you.
I'm not betting on that. It's probably too late. I think you got to be there by 6 a.m.
I don't even know, man, but whatever. Maybe tomorrow. Hey, thanks, Mike. Appreciate your time. Enjoy the game tonight.
All right. Thanks, guys.
That's Mike Wilner of Toronto Star, Deep Left Field podcast, and our game of the day brought to you by St. Albert Dodge, where 2025 Jeep Wrangler 1500s, they got 0% financing for up to 72 months. Check them out, stalbertdodge.com. Who would you have throwing you I don't know, is it a Chinook, sockeye, the coho? They're all.
I like the coho.
The coho, okay.
The coho guy.
You can get other fish thrown at you too,
Which Jay would I have?
Well, anyone. I don't know.
I don't know. Carlos Delgado.
Wow.
I liked him as a kid. Joe Carter, I was pretty young still.
Mitch Williams, when he took Mitch Williams deep.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, for me, maybe it would be someone like a Doc Holliday. Even going back, Dave Stieb.
Oh, yeah.
Boomer Wells.
Yeah.
I was thinking he was going to go more pitcher than
I
outfielder.
did too. Yeah, I did too.
Maybe even a guy like Vladdy. He would have fun with it, wouldn't he?
He would. He'd make it fun.
I'm trying to think. Even all the great catchers,
Yeah.
Maybe you'd have old Buck Martinez do it for you.
He's a legend.
Yeah, isn't he? Yeah, send us a text. Who would you like to have at the Pike Place Fish Market? If someone's throwing you, Josh, who would your guy be for the Jays?
I get Josh Donaldson.
Josh Donaldson.
I was a big Josh Donaldson guy. I got to see him live.
Pitch. Yeah.
When I was 12.
Wow.
Right there on the third baseline.
Good for you. Good for you. When we come back, we'll wrap things up. Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne. David Schlemko on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
You've probably heard the term supply and demand. Something is needed and someone supplies it. We're GS Construction, and we're in the supply and demand business with you. Edmonton and the surrounding area continue to grow. Infrastructure has to be continually replaced and upgraded to keep up with demand. You see it with new buildings and new roads, but what about below ground? where all sorts of pipes bring you water and take wastewater away. That's where we come in. For more on what we do, go to gsconstruction.ca.
The family at Cougar Paint and Collision aren't just proud business owners. They're proud to be part of our community.
Graham is kind of creative in the things he does, and he organized a ride for kids with cancer. So all these guys meet at Commonwealth and give all these little kids a ride around the stadium at halftime, and you could hear the rumble of all the motorcycles coming, getting ready to take the kids. And holy smokes, I still get a little bit teary even talking about that.
Cougar Paint and Collision, our family helping your family.
Top quality flooring, locally owned, and Canadian products from Beaulieu. Yeah, that's CFI.
CFI what?
No, CFI, Custom Floors Inc.
From free estimate to professional installation, contact Custom Floors Inc. at customfloorsinc.ca.
It's back! The world's best curlers are returning to this queue for the Grand Slam of Curling Go Up Tour Challenge. Join us October 14th and 19th at the Silent Ice Center as top teams from around the globe battle it out for glory on the pebbled ice. Enjoy world-class curling and an unforgettable fan experience, all right here in our community. The Grand Slam of Curling Go Up Tour Challenge, October 14th to 19th at the Silent Ice Center. Don't miss it.
Game on. Sports 1440 is your front row seat to the wild world of sports. Local legends, national headlines, and everything in between. Your game, your station. This is Sports 1440.
Monopoly Double Play is back at McDonald's. So let's practice winning. You just won 25 grand. And go.
Yes!
I said 25 grand.
That's what I'm talking about! Yeah!
Much better. Okay, now you just won a brand new Chevrolet Corvette. I think she just fainted. Impressive. Feel like a winner on pack and in-app. Monopoly Double Play is back. While supplies last, 1 in 5 chances to win game piece prizes at outset. Chances to win draw prizes depend on number of entries in each draw. Cash prizes payable by e-transfer. See rules in-app.
Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Farm, ranch, acreage, or lake lot. They're here to help at Bashaw Concrete Products. Family owned and operated for 60 years. They continue to provide the best products and service, period. Call now for your free quote on the highest quality ready mix and gravel, a new septic tank, or an outhouse pad and tank, plus precast cattle water pads, garage sumps, and more. Call 780-372-3854 for prompt delivery. Bashaw Concrete Products, 780-372-3854. BashawConcrete.com.
When you get into a new Tacoma, you might suddenly find yourself expertly tackling bumps and boulders on backwood trails with a confidence you just didn't have during pothole season. All that's left to do is drive it home. Get in and go right now at Toyota, where you can lease a 2025 Tacoma 4x4 double cab SR5 from $117 weekly for 64 months at 6.79% with $7,699 down. Visit shoptoyota.ca or your local Prairie Toyota dealer today.
Groceries, mortgage payments, family holidays, a new car. That's what profit shares look like for Vision Credit Union members. Each year, we return about 75% of our profits, $35 million last year, to the people who bank with us. Because at Vision Credit Union, when you're an owner, you get your share. Why not get yours? Learn how at whatsyourshare.ca. That's whatsyourshare.ca.
Albertans celebrate a bounty of beautiful places to visit, boundless adventures to take, all in driving distance. And Sherwood Honda has the fuel-efficient vehicle that helps you go even further and appreciate more. Hybrid CRVs and Civics mean more thanks in your tanks, more great trips to be grateful for. And of course, Sherwood Honda is thankful for the chance to help you get there. It's a beautiful time of year, and it sure would be nice to hit the road with Sherwood Honda.
This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440, a proud presentation of Sports Select.
In store or online at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 1046 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, David Schlemko with you on Sports 1440. Duke of Delburne as well. We've got Josh and Sam, the record man, in studio, as well as we are streaming on YouTube, X, as well as Facebook and Instagram. David Schlemko, powered by Cougar Paint and Collision. Our family helping your family for over 40 years. Check them out at cougarcollision.com. And the Kevin Karius Show is brought to you by Sports Select. Presented by Sports Select. If you don't like the QR code thing, do the paper selections. So it's pretty simple. You've done it for years. You just write them out. It's pretty simple. Just spit them in, spit them out, get them to the lotto spot retailer at your local store. You got to be 18 plus. It's 100% legal. Please play responsibly. A lot of texts coming in about who would be your fish toss person.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Duke, you were out. But so I asked Mike Wilner this. You were out of the room. I said, if he was heading down to Pike Market there, who would be your all-time Blue Jay to throw you a fish? And Schlemmer, yours was
Carlos Delgado.
Carlos Delgado. We had Kelly Gruber from J-Dog. Russ Martin, Hockey Broad, says that one. I love Tiger's answer. This is probably the same as Duke. Hazel May. Aaron says, I've seen them throw those fish. Man, they got some heat behind those throws. Trained professionals. That's what he would leave it to. Someone else has said that he's not sure they do it anymore. The best one, though, from Titan. He goes, I would want Roberto Alomar to throw me the fish, and he has to say, catch the taste. So for those of you that don't remember that commercial, it was Roberto Alomar did the commercial for McCain Punch, and he would go, that one with McCain Punch, catch the taste. So Duke, have you got
well, and some very chalk answers, probably with the likes of Jose Bautista, Eddie E, right? Those were the top dogs in the peak of my fandom in the mid 2010s. But going back, like obviously passed away, but Roy Halladay was one of my all-time favorites. Yeah. And then here's maybe what same era as Bautista and Encarnacion, but I always thought one of the most unheralded best players on the team. If it's someone's throwing something to you, it has to be a pitcher. And I want him to throw me in a nice changeup, Marco Estrada.
Oh, Estrada.
He was my favorite. He was my favorite pitcher on that staff.
Wow. Noel Rinsky just said Roger Clemens, shuttle driver Ed, Tony Fernandez. I like when Tony would make that. Tony, he kind of walked with his arms lowered to the ground all the time, but he would make that catch. He would just flip it and then just turn around. He knew it was right on the money every time. Josh said Josh Donaldson.
Yeah.
It's good. Sam, do you have one? Probably not. I couldn't imagine if you had one off the
An
top.
all-time Blue Jay to pass me the ball.
The fish.
Oh, the fish.
Salmon.
Yes, we're gonna do Jose Bautista.
Oh, good job, Sam. That a boy. You don't get to wear a glove, Sam. You know that, right?
I've handled, a slimy fish every once in a while.
And where would this have been?
This would have been out at La Plonge, if you know where that is.
Oh, yeah. And what type of fish was this?
Lake trout, pike, walleye.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you
big fisherman?
You're an
big
experienced
angler by the sound.
You are?
Yeah.
Ken,
Really?
you just found your next accompaniment for your big trip out to Dipper Lake.
Well, what about even ice fishing, Sam? What about ice fishing?
Not the biggest ice fishing fan, but have a couple of beers, maybe a sausage and some tomato soup, and we're good to go.
Wow.
What? Tomato soup.
So what is this delicacy that you speak of?
So what you do is you take a thermos and you just fill it full of tomato soup. You cook some tomato soup up before you head out on the ice, and you plop a couple of hot dogs in there, take some hot dog buns out, and then you bring those hot dogs out the soup. You put them in a hot dog, so it's got that flavor on it, and you have that and tomato soup.
And you got hot dog flavored tomato soup.
Yeah, I have never in my life heard of such a thing.
I just can't see the soup tasting very good.
You just drink it, you're like, a smack of pork.
Got hot dog water.
You always, when you think about your lunch and you have, your tomato soup and your grilled cheese sandwiches.
Right.
I'm not catching the hot dog in there.
That's great.
It is pretty,
Love
it shows good ingenuity, right? Like because
cooking
over
the
the
dogs.
the hot soup in the thermos will keep its temperature, and it's cooking the hot dogs as you get your shack set up and your hole drilled and stuff, I suppose. But I don't know if I'd be on board with the actual taste and flavor profile of this specific lunch.
You'll like this one from Tiger Duke. That other intern was toast for breakfast. What's with these guys?
Number one breakfast food of all time.
Toast. Hey, here's a good one from Kevin. R.A. Dickey, the knucklefish.
Oh, yeah. That'd be a tough one. You need a specific catcher for that.
Sean
Josh
says,
Coley.
yeah, George Bell. Rig goes, I don't know what Rig's on now. He says chicken noodle soup works well too.
For the hot dogs.
So you put the hot dogs in there.
Well, I'm guessing any sort of hot liquid. You can boil beer and put it in there.
Here may be the best one from Corey. I would want Mark Home Run Spectre. Nice and easy, right down the middle toss. John says Terminator Tom Hankey. Patty and Spruce, Tulowitzki. Jimmy Key from Colombo. John Olerud had that one. It's pretty. I didn't think we'd get as many texts on this one as I thought.
And I stepped out obviously at the end of the Wilner. Did you guys touch on this is just the Tulowitzki reminded me of it because the Gold Glove finalists are out. 5 different Blue Jays.
I didn't see it. What time did it come down?
Like
really?
Just now?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, come on, Duke. Oh, I'm here. I'm seeing it now. 5 different Blue Jays.
2 at the same position.
What do we got? Like
Ty France and Vlad Guerrero Jr.
What? Wow. How does like a guy like Ernie Clement slide in here? Because
I think he's up for both third base and utility. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if they win the team Gold Glove, but I don't know if a single I don't know if a single individual will win their respective Gold Glove. Maybe Kirk.
That's an interesting take.
What about Laddie?
I could see Vladdy winning the first base, but yeah, I'm just trying to think of who. Like, I didn't see the full list of nominees. I just saw the Blue Jays ones, but
Varsho didn't play enough games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it, really.
And then Jimenez at second base was the other nominee. So
yeah,
there's a lot of good second base
for sure. But that just shows you. I agree, Duke. They got a chance to win the team.
Yeah.
Like
name a spot like. Their weakest defensive position is at shortstop with Bo Bichette, and he was drastically improved. He's got better every single year.
Yeah.
Defensively, so
nice to have him.
Yeah, it would be nice to have him right
now. Rig says my mom used to cook hot dogs in the soup when I was young. Also, Spectre doesn't throw down the middle. He's lucky to hit the zone due to his 20/20 vision. I don't know what sense that makes, Rig, but I mean the vision's pretty good then if he's 20/20, not.
Home run spec.
Schlemmer, one more golf game, you say?
One more Thursday. Thursday at Sandpiper.
That's with Pops?
That's with the old man. I think like a 2:30 tea time.
You guys get a little game going or what?
No, we don't get.
Maybe I'll book a 2:36 tea time.
Why not?
That'd be great, dude.
Well, there's probably
I'll just be pounding the drives over top you guys.
Yeah. Is it just the two of you?
I'm not sure, honestly.
Bring the Duke out.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I just embarrassed myself.
No, bring Duke and Eddie out.
I think it's pretty hard to find a tea time. I couldn't even get on
with the weather how it's supposed to be this week. I imagine the courses that are still open, which I think is most of them still. I'm sure they're chock full because people know this is it. Like last chance dash. So
one more, baby.
One last one with the fish. Aaron says, KK, I'm going with Manuri Kawasaki. The guy surely knows his fish. I think he's hysterical, eh? There's nothing wrong with that.
Legend. Absolute legend.
Good show, Schlemmer. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Sounds good, buddy.
All right. That's David Schlemko, our co-host for Cougar Paint and Collision. Coming up at the top of the hour, it is Fantasy Frenzy with
the former Rochep T-Bird,
Connor Halley and the Duke of Delburne. At 12 o'clock, it's the Lowdown with Alan Mitchell till 2. Jason Greger drives us home till 6 p.m. with the Jason Greger Show. We got Fox Sports all night long until we are back with you tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock with our co-host, Ladislav Schmid. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by First Round. And Sundays got even better at First Round. You can win an NFL jersey, helmet, enjoy the Pro Bowl brunch. It's only at Edmonton's NFL headquarters, First Round, downtown or on Bourbon Street. Check them out. Give Mark Levers a call. This guy can line up a draft like nobody's business. I hope he hears that one too. So thanks everybody for listening. Really appreciate it. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 7:00. Until then, here is Sam, the record man.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
4 NHL games on the slate today as the Flames head to Utah to take on the Mammoth. Senators and Sabres facing off in Buffalo. Blackhawks and Blues go head-to-head in St. Louis, and the Red Wings host the Panthers. Off the ice, the Blackhawks have announced that their captain Nick Foligno will take a leave of absence as his daughter undergoes follow-up surgery related to her congenital heart disease, and Devils goalie Jacob Markstrom is expected to miss a couple of weeks due to an injury sustained in their game against the Blue Jackets. The Blue Jays heading to Seattle tonight for Game 3 of their series against the Mariners, with Shane Bieber to start for the Jays. First pitch at 6. NBA preseason continuing tonight as the Grizzlies and Hornets face off. Boston Celtics take the court, and both teams in LA with games tonight as the Clippers play the Kings and the Lakers go up against the Mavericks. News off the court, 9-time All-Star and 2017 MVP Russell Westbrook has agreed to sign a deal with the Sacramento Kings, with details still yet to be announced. Coming up at the top of the hour, it's Fantasy Frenzy with Hallie and Douglas, and this has been your Sports 1440 update with Sam Wilness.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall